Well, there you see the chip counts at Vasili Firsau from Belarus. Well over 50% of the chips in play. That's something you rarely see with 6 players left in a tournament. Massive chip lead. Christina Lindley from America in second place. Great international field of players. Here we go.
And he's going to start at 2,000. Blinds are 8 and 16,000. First to act, the man from Australia, Peter Apostolou. He'll quickly fold his hand. Kimmo Kurko now from Finland.
Kimmo goes out. Elliot Smith, 26-year-old from Canada, and he's out.
On to Christina Lindley.
My strategy today is to dock sands the out of the final table. Basically just means taking my sweet time in every decision. A little bit of Hollywooding, really.
Well, she's talking about Doc Sands, who's noted as one of the slowest players out on tour for sure.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm going to play like he does.
Oops.
He upsets everybody by playing slow. I'm going to try it.
All right, she's raised it. The chip lead of Vasili's out, but Mohsin Charania has a pretty good ace-10 of diamonds, but he's just going to call.
Yep, doesn't 3-bet with his hand like he would do a lot of times, but maybe because he's up against a lady, going to take the conservative route.
All right, first 3 cards coming. Who will get lucky? It's a king 6-5. Christina hitting the 6s.
Yeah, she's got middle pair here.
Mohsin checks. Christina, will she go with the continuation bet with the 6s?
Reaching for betting chips.
65,000. Mohsin Charania, who got to this final table last year, didn't win the event, of course, is going to fold the hand. Christina Lindley out of Vegas, going to take this one down.
It's pretty sweet. I don't even have to look at the flop. He just tells us what it is.
Good point.
Just take his word for it.
Yeah. He misreads the
He
flop.
just makes stuff up.
You think you flopped a set, get it all in. He's like, oh, my bad.
Like, sigh.
You know, she's a former actress and model, and she's one of our ones to watch.
Well, that's what they're playing for today. The winner getting 340,000 euros plus that entry in the WPT World Championship at the end of the season. That equals about 500,000 in US dollars.
Right back at him. Vasili, the chip leader, first to play.
Such a mountain of chips, Vince, he can't even hardly get to his cards.
With an uneventful 8-6. Won't play that. Mohsin out, as well as Peter.
Here's my chance.
Kimmo Kurko has such a short stack, but he's picked up a big hand here to move in with. He's very happy to see 2 10s right now on the button.
And he has shoved it. Now right behind him, Elliot Smith with an ace-7.
I'll call.
Just call.
Well, the Canadian recognizing that Kimmo's the desperado right now will be moving in with about any 2 cards.
You said 82? It's funny because that's what I have.
Christina, she goes out. So it's a battle between 2 players. 10s versus ace-7, Mike.
So Kimmo well out in front with the 2 10s right now.
Anyone pulled an ace?
Probably not, right? No.
I don't think so.
Kimmo Kurko, 30 years old. The Finn, will his 10s hold up? We will see. Here we go.
So far, so good for Kimmo. The 2 10s out in front.
King 9-3 on that flop.
Elliot Smith from Canada looking for an ace. King comes on the turn.
That is a bit of a sweat now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We are down to the river.
Well, it's a 9 of hearts. Not going to do it for Elliot.
So the 2 10s are going to stand up. Kimmo still alive.
Right back down on it. Peter Apostolou, the short stack. Pair of 8s, and he is going to shove them all in. Right behind him, Kimmo Kurko with a queen 10. Won't play. Elliot Smith also out.
Round to Christina Lindley. She is going out as well.
Chip leader also folding, but Mohsin with ace-queen has made the quick call.
Benny's hand. Benny's hand.
The race situation, the 2 overcards versus the under pair.
Ace ball, draw a card.
The Australian needs the 8s to stand up, or he'll be heading back down under.
Jack 7 king on the flop.
Sweat.
Always a sweat.
9 of clubs.
That's the ultimate sweat.
Well, gives him a straight draw. A 10 would help him now, as well as an ace or a queen.
7 of diamonds on the turn. No help for Mohsin.
Mohsin needs an ace, queen, or a 10 on the river to send the Australian back down under.
And it's not going to happen as a 5 of diamonds appears.
Can you believe it?
Well, Mohsin made this final table a year ago, finished fifth at that table when he couldn't win a flip. Didn't win it then, didn't win it now.
There's a lot of history behind that, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In this tournament?
History behind just in general.
Has it screwed you a lot too?
What's that?
It's like screwed you over a lot, or
Nah,
it's done really well
it's
for you?
been great for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a good hand for you.
Now, Peter taking that pot, you know, he came here to Paris with his wife on holiday.
Well, it is an amazing story. His wife booked the tickets here because her parents were here on holiday, so she thought they would join him for a couple of days. He found out there was the Aviation Club de France, came over here, played a super satellite, won his seat for $1,000 to get in this tournament, and here he is at the final table, just doubling up right there.
What a way to get away from the in-laws.
Stay alive. Oh, Vance.
All right, right back at him. Elliot Smith, who is a swim coach. He's going to quickly fold the hand, and now Christina Lindley. Only been playing poker for 4 years, but what a player. She's got an ace-8, but decides not to call.
Over to the chip leader. Just looks down at a queen-7, but he can put pressure on these short stacks. Trying to do it right here. Raises it to 42,000.
Mohsin out, the Australian, the real estate man who just doubled up, also folding. And now it's down to Kimmo Kurko from Finland. He's got ace-4.
Well, Kimmo on the short stack. Sixth place with 6 players left. Knows that the chip leader can be raising with any 2 cards just to try to pick up pots.
Mike, he's won over $2 million in poker earnings. What a successful career. And he's going to go all in. He shoves it right there.
Well, Kimmo got into poker after watching the World Poker Tour on TV.
Look at this quick insta call, though, by Vasili. We're going to see another showdown as they turn the cards up.
Well, Kimmo the favorite to win this pot to double up. Must do it to stay alive.
Kimmo, 30 years old. What a moment right now. And we are flopping. It's a 9-10-3. That's good for Kimmo. Ace high still out in front.
Kimmo says his favorite players are Juha Helppi and Daniel Negreanu, both WPT champions. He'd like to join them.
4th Street about to appear. It's a 6 of hearts. That's also good for Kimmo. Ace high still in front.
Well, this gives Vasili a straight draw. He now needs a queen, a 7, or an 8 to win this pot.
Can he do it to knock out Kimmo? No, a king of clubs on the river.
So for the second time at this final table, Kimmo Kurko has doubled up. Vince, the chip count is tightening. The short stacks are not going.
Oh, the croissants are getting buttered here in Paris. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
6 players remain. Action on Christina. She's one of our ones to watch here this year on the World Poker Tour. She's got a nothing hand, 5-3. She will fold.
Over to the chip leader. Vasili looks at king 9 of diamonds. And he pops it up, makes it 45,000 to go.
Mohsin quick fold, and now the Australian real estate man will make this call with the pair of 7s. On to the Finn, Kimmo. Won't play that. The swim coach, Elliot Smith from Canada, with a nothing hand, won't play as well. So 2-way action, chip leader, the Russian, versus the Australian with the pair of 7s.
Flop is ace, 10, 6, all diamonds. And look at this. Vasili has flopped the best hand possible. The ace-high flush, the king-high flush for him. Incredible. He has flopped the joint and bets out 45,000.
He makes the small little continuation bet to try to induce a possible raise.
He's getting the min raise out of the Australian. Just a weird raise with that kind of flop. Doesn't even have the 7 of diamonds.
All in.
He goes all in. Figured if the guy raised it, he'll call the re-raise of all in. But as you can see, the Australian swims away, and Vasili grimaces there. Obviously not happy with that raise. And Vince, I think he should have just called there, checked on the turn, and hoped the Australian just shoots himself in the foot.
Absolutely. He played it so nicely, and then it blew up before his very eyes with too aggressive of a move. That is a mistake.
Very strange that he didn't raise before the flop with 2-7, then raised on that flop. But here we go again. Vasili this time picks up ace high. Why not raise it again? He does so.
Yep, but right behind him, Mohsin.
All in.
This time he says all in with the ace-queen. Not going to monkey around. Peter out. Kimmo also out. Swim coach out.
Over to Christina. She says, please let me pick up a monster just one time.
That's no monster. That's a mess.
She goes out.
And now Vasili.
Well, it lays down the ace high without thinking about it. Just does not want to double up this guy, Mohsin, who was at this final table a year ago. Certainly a phenomenal player.
Oh, yeah, Mohsin Charania, his 11th WPT cash. Third final table. He is very impressive.
And Vasili still way out in front with over 50% of the chips in play. Now Kimmo sitting on the short stack at this table.
I would rather take title than money. But of course, money is great.
They just keep dealing out these ace queens, and this time he makes it 42,000 to go. Elliot Smith out, Christina. Also out. Now Vasili has a real hand, though. He has picked up jacks.
He is just staring over at Kimmo.
I'm all in.
And he's going to shove all in.
Now, Mohsin going out.
The Australian also not going to play. Back on Kimmo. He's got a pretty big hand for a guy that's on a short stack.
Well, basically unfoldable here, I think.
So you had like 460.
I have 425.
Well, what he's doing is counting everybody else's chips to seeing should he try to hang on here and move up in prize money. But Kimmo himself said he doesn't even care about the money nearly as much as the title. That's what's important to him. He's going for it right here. Makes the call with the ace-queen. He's in a race. Must win it. He's doubled up twice so far on his all-in bets at this table. Will it happen a third time? If not, he's heading back to Finland.
Oh, that's right. The Finn is in, and we are flopping. It's a 6-5-7. No help for the Finn. Vasili with his jacks. Safe at this moment. Going to the turn, Mike.
Well, a 10 on the turn, so we are down to the river. Kimmo Kurko from Finland must catch an ace or a queen on the river to stay alive.
He's made millions playing poker. A fine player, but right now he needs a river card to protect him. A king of spades. It's not going to happen for Kimmo. He is out in 6th place.
Well, Vince, he came to this final table on the extreme short stack, doubled up a couple times, but still lost the race there to be eliminated in 6th place.
So Kimmo Kurko going to take home 65,000 euros. Let's go see what he has to say.
Yeah, I had so low stacks, so I had to push on fast. So I got 2 double ups, but then lost quite a big flip.
Wow, that hurt.
That's it.
Vasili taking
There
a
are a
break.
lot of Belarus players.
Mohsin out as well.
Now the Australian pitches his hand. Battle of the blinds here. And look at this. Elliot Smith, the Canadian, with the 6-deuce offsuit, going to raise it to 55,000 here. He was thinking, what's my favorite player doing? Bucky Buchanan in this spot. Well, he'd probably raise, so I will too. And there, Christina Lindley going out. So how about that by the Canadian, raising with the 6-deuce offsuit out of position.
Mohsin Charania, very experienced young player, 28 years old, out of Chicago, with a quick fold. And now the Australian, Peter Apostolou, is going to raise with King Jack, makes it 42,000 to go.
Elliot goes out. Action on Christina. She looks down at a nothing Jack 3. Oh, But look at this, man. She is capping her cards. That is usually a sign that a player is going to play the pot. Is she really going to play this junk after the pot's been raised in front of her?
Well, she is considering this.
She's reaching for raisin chips.
She's got to make it 225 to go. Going for the bluff.
Now she has put pressure right on Peter here. What does he do now? He gets out of the way. He gives her respect. And Vince, take your hat off and salute Christina for how aggressive she played that hand.
Christina Lindley bluffing everybody.
One hand an hour, bluffing.
In the hallway, they're talking about how much you bluff.
Who's that?
Everybody. Even the production crew was like, God, what a bluff.
Yeah, right.
Let's go back down to the felt here. The money pit in Paris. The quick fold by the man from Australia.
And the Canadian out as well.
Around to Christina. She's got a good feel for the table at this moment.
I forget your fish stacks. What are they?
433 total.
Well, she's going to raise on the button with the ace high.
Yeah, makes it 40,000 to go. Vasili, our chip leader, out, but Mohsin, he's got ace 10 of diamonds, and he's made the quick call.
The second time we've seen him call with this hand. He doesn't three better with it.
Jack, 7.
Oh, but he's flopped a
6.
nut flush draw. He is going to check. Now, Christina has the best hand with 2 6s. Looks like she's going to make a continuation bet, but for sure this is going to get check raised.
All in.
Exactly what you said, Mike.
Going to put pressure right on her now. She just got bottom pair. Do you really want to double up this tough a player or take a chance on it with just bottom pair? I don't think so.
Mohsin Charania, third time at the WPT final table, is going to make this one work with the all-in bet.
Yeah, Mohsin.
There are 2 rounders in the audience. That's the great Jason Kuhn and Athanasios Polychronopoulos.
And those guys are wearing those wigs because last night the WPT had a disco-themed players party. Obviously, those guys still partying.
Do you beat a pair?
Could be the pair.
Really? Not a pair.
Could be a pair of sevens.
All right, down to the table we go. A quick fold by the Canadian Elliot. And now Christina Lindley. She will throw away a queen 10 onto the chip leader.
And looks down to 9-7 of diamonds. So he's getting out some raisin chips. And he makes it 40,000 to go.
Into Mohsin, who has a big hand, ace-king.
We know he's going to raise it. Just a matter of how much he's going to raise it.
Mohsin Charania, his third time at a final table on the World Poker Tour. Has not taken down the title yet, but right now, he'd just like to take this hand. He makes a raise, goes to 130 to go.
Now Peter goes out, and without hesitation, Vasili goes out, and surprisingly, it cost him 90,000 to call, but he's in position, could see a flop. He just opted to fold, just doesn't want to tangle with Mohsin, who he gives a lot of respect to.
What do you have now? Like 6?
Well, that's a good point. He would have gotten a lot of value by the call, but he elects not to, and we move on.
I don't know why.
Into Christina. She goes out. Vasili taking a break.
And Mohsin going out as well, so
Cool.
like the battle of the blinds here.
The Australian with ace-3 just calling. And now the swim coach from Canada, tough poker pro Elliot Smith with a real hand pair of 9s.
Very surprising that you wouldn't raise with ace high out of the small blind. Elliot, of course,
All in.
is going all in here now.
And he is going to put the pressure on the real estate guy from Australia.
Vince, this guy would raise with a queen jack in this situation because you're not going to put your opponent on an ace when he didn't raise pre-flop out of the small blind.
That's such a weak play.
Peter won't play.
So the Canadian takes down that pot. Elliot Smith, 26-year-old poker pro out of British Columbia, Canada. The Canadians have done very well out here on the World Poker Tour over the years. Over a dozen have won WPT championships, and 2 of them were WPT Players of the Year. That was Daniel Negreanu in Season 3 and Gavin Smith in Season 4. Elliot Smith, looking to join those WPT champions if he wins this tournament.
He's got over $1 million in earnings in poker. What a player. Elliot Smith from Canada doing quite well here tonight.
Now folded around to Mohsin, who looks down at ace-9 of spade.
And Mohsin will raise with that hand, makes it 42,000. But the Australian right behind him with ace-jack
All in.
decides to push all in.
Well, he's on the extreme short stack. Got about half as many chips as Mohsin does, but you pick up an ace-jack in that spot on the short stack, you're going to ship it.
Elliot out as well as Christina. So back on Mohsin, he's got a decision to make.
He knows he won't be out if he loses the pot, but he'll be in 5th place, though. But he's making the call. He's gambling here.
Oh, you're good.
You see him wince. Does not like seeing that hand, as he is dominated, as we say, ace-jack versus ace-9.
Peter Apostolou from Australia. Gotta love his position at this point. And look at this flop. 2 aces already with a queen of hearts.
Not a bad flop for Mohsin, because he can get a split out of this pot if a king or a queen comes up.
Queen ball?
That's pretty good start though for a shot.
Queen? 9?
As the cards lie, the Australian in good shape right now.
Very happy for people with 3 outs. 9 ball.
Turn card. What will it be? It's a 7 of spades.
7?
Peter still out in front.
So a king, queen, or 7 would get Mohsin a split. A 9 would get him the W.
7, 9, king. Ace for a miss deal.
Down to the river. What will it be? It's an 8 of hearts.
Ooh, that was close.
Peter Apostolou doubling up yet again at this final table. The dream lives on for the amateur
We hung in there.
from Australia.
The man came here on a holiday with his wife to hang out with the in-laws, but better things have happened.
Well, Vince, if Peter wins this tournament, one thing's for sure, the wife is going to be booking more holidays.
You're going to see what you pushed me with the hand before. It was a massive foul.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Well, there you see the chip counts. Vasili Firsau from Belarus well out in front, over 60% of the chips. That is just unheard of in a 5-handed poker game.
Right now, the antes are 3,000. Blinds are 10 and 20,000 here in Paris. Let's go to the felt. Christina Lindley picks up ace-9 in first position. But she's not going to play it. Very interesting. Our chip leader also folding. And now it's on to the short stack. Mohsin
252. 252.
got ace-7 of clubs. Will make it 252,000 all in. Into the Australian. Peter Apostolou, who's into real estate in Australia, came here on a holiday. He's got ace-4. There's mad Marvin Rettenmaier. Interesting hair.
And he's wearing that wig from the WPT Players Party. It was a disco-themed night. Obviously, Mad Marvin and a few other players still partying from last night.
Peter out, and now the swim coach, professional poker player Elliot Smith with a king-9. Can't take the pressure, so
Had a club.
nice work by Mohsin Charania.
The club.
And he shows him the teaser card, the 7.
Third time at the final table on a World Poker Tour event. Has not taken a title yet. He's only 28 years old, out of Chicago, but he is a feared poker player, Mike.
He sure is. That's what they're playing for tonight. 340,000 euros, approximately $500,000 to the winner tonight.
Right back at him here on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. On the chip leader, the Russian won't play this hand, and now Mohsin with an acey-deucey. Can't call.
Peter out as well.
And the swim coach, Elliot Smith from Canada, looks at, well, an attractive little suited connector, 6-7 of hearts.
I got to tell you, he looks more Australian than he does Canada to me because swimming's their biggest sport down there. He's the swim coach. He's got the look. But the guy's from Canada.
It happens. He's going to raise it. Try to knock Christina out of the big blind.
Well, earlier at this final table, we saw Christina make a 3-bet with a Jack-3. That was a wowing bet. She took down that pot. Will she do it again? Nope, not this time. Opts to lay it down, give it up.
Nicely done by Elliot Smith. Right back on our ones to watch, Christina Lindley. She was out in Hollywood as a model and an actress. But she's going to fold it. Vasili not going to play as well. Into Mohsin, who has an ace-6, short stacked. And he is going to go to 42,000. The Australian goes out.
Well, over to Elliot.
What did you start with? 288.
Now, he knows Mohsin's a very aggressive player. Could raise with anything on the button. And Elliot looks like he is going to, well, he doesn't go all in, but he sets Mohsin all in. That's what's important here.
You got it.
With just the ace-5, and Mohsin gives it up. Well, Mohsin laying down the ace-6, a little cautious here, but you can't blame him.
With that last hand, the Andes are going up to 3,000. Blinds now 12 and 24. Getting expensive here at the Aviation Club de France. A quick fold by Mohsin.
Peter out as well.
Elliot Smith, 26-year-old swim coach with an ace-7.
He was very conservative early on at this final table, getting pretty aggressive nowadays. Here he looks at the ace-7. He's going to raise it up.
Makes it 50,000 to go. Christina out.
I'll win.
Vasili, but he says all in. I'll put you all in, Elliot.
I'll win.
Well, he doesn't speak much English, but he knows how to say all in and raise, that's for sure.
This is big pressure. And Vasili sort of mumbling to himself. What do you think he's saying to himself? You can't hear him.
Well, a good lay down there by Elliot.
What do you sing when you're all in?
The all-in song.
I mean, I see you mouthing something. I'm just curious. What is it?
Good card.
You just mouth good cards?
Yeah, best hand.
Okay.
You don't know the all-in song?
You read me?
No, when you're all in, you always sing. Like, you move your mouth like you're singing. I'm just curious what you're saying.
I don't understand.
He prays.
Sorry.
He prays. He just says good hand, I think. I don't know. I think it's Russian for good hand, right? No comment?
No comment. No understand, no comment.
Vasili's great. He's like the Russian bad guy in an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. He's ruthless, puts a lot of pressure on the table. He likes to be the alpha male, which I do too, which is kind of funny because I'm a girl. If I get heads up with him, I think that'll be a really fun battle.
Certainly would be. She's played impeccably tonight, mixing up her game beautifully, demanding respect. But back to this hand. Quick fold by the real estate man and the swim coach.
Over to Christina. Here she looks at a Jack-8 offsuit.
Releases the hand, and Vasili.
I'll win.
Well, Vasili going all in again.
Mohsin's got him beat, actually, but
I haven't not folded yet.
hard to call that when you have a queen deuce. Vasili taking control here once again. Vasili married with 2 kids, 36 years old. What an opportunity to take home a WPT title and get his name inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup.
His second WPT cash, but he's looking to become the first player ever from Belarus to win a WPT title.
On to the next hand, Elliot Smith, the Canadian, with an 8-7. But look at this, he's going to get fancy. Makes it 50,000 with that junk hand.
Check the hand.
Christina with ace-king.
All in.
She has pushed all in. Vasili has done it. He's picked up the hand. When you want to pick up a hand, he's got the weapons of mass destruction, the pair of aces.
Really tough luck for Christina here.
I call.
Now he says just call, of course, because he knows he has them covered.
I'm gonna pass.
Mohsin out.
Well, everybody's going out.
Oh, wow.
Christina cannot believe her luck.
Wow.
She's picked up such a big hand, and all of a sudden,
2 kings, 1 time.
Vasili picks up aces.
With ace.
Huh?
King, ace.
King, 2.
She needs a miracle.
You'll take queen jack 10 off clubs.
Yeah. Queen, jack, 10 of clubs will work.
She has been cold decked right here.
I bet she has really played excellent poker so far tonight. And everybody would move in with this hand when someone raised in front of you.
Flop comes up queen, queen 4. No help for Christina.
Well, she's going to have a jack 10 or running pair of kings to win this pot, Vince. Nothing else will do.
What a predicament. Vasili loving this moment. Here goes the turn. It's another queen.
Queen and chop.
Oh, boy. She's got 1 out to chop.
Well, she doesn't really because Mohsin folded a queen.
Oh, that's
She's
right.
drawing dead. She is going to be our 5th place finisher. So the lone lady at the table, unlucky, picks up ace-king, runs into 2 aces.
Au revoir for Christina, out in 5th place, but she will take home $82,000. A very tough American player has to say goodbye here on the Champs-Elysees. Let's see what she has to say about it.
Vasili has been coolering the shit out of everyone all tournament, so it just kind of feels like it's meant to be his tournament. I don't know. I got coolered pretty bad, 5-handed with ace, king, aces. I have no regrets, and I feel really good about my play. I'll be back from Montreal, and hopefully next time when I get in the spot, you know, I'll run a little hotter.
We are down to 4 players. Action on the so-called amateur player, Peter Apostolou, and he's going to quickly fold that. And now Elliot Smith from Canada.
And he's on the button with an ace high. He stares over at the blinds, riffling his chips. And here you go. All in is the bet by the Canadian. And Vasili and Mohsin quickly fold their hand, so that's what you do. Just move in.
Doing something most Canadians don't do. Bombs away.
Well, there you see the chip counts. Vasili Firsau from Belarus, well out in front with over 4.2 million in chips. The guy has never come close to relinquishing the chip lead.
Pretty incredible. Down to it we go. The poker pro, swim coach Elliot folding his hand. Vasili now. He's got king 7 with the button. Likes it, goes to 51,000.
And just continuing to put pressure on these guys.
Mohsin out, and now Peter, the real estate guy from Australia. He's got ace 6 of spades, and he is going to just call.
He is in second chip position right now, even though it's a distant second.
Flop is a 5 king deuce. Hits his kings. Peter checks.
Oh, I like this check by Vasili. I like if an ace doesn't come up, that is.
Queen of clubs on the turn. Doesn't help Peter, and now Vasili trying to play sneaky finally has to make a bet, and it's going to work. Doesn't really hook his man, though.
I think Peter played that pot because he's sitting in second chip position ahead of the other 2 guys. Just doesn't want to give away chips on a marginal hand here with this chip count as it is.
Right now it's on Mohsin, the short stack.
204,000.
So Mohsin going all in here.
Peter and Elliot out.
And Vasili has the jack 6, even though he's got the monster chip lead. He's in the big blind.
Well, even he can't call that with that hand.
Let's go.
Now look at that freak show here in Paris. Now we had a great party last night, a 70s party on the World Poker Tour, so everyone had wigs on and they just forgot to take them off, evidently.
And it was a disco theme party. These guys are still discoing it, Vince. They're still partying.
It was a lot of fun, but now 4 players left. Elliot now with a quick fold. Vasili also out. Mohsin.
222,000.
And he is putting it in.
Yeah, cool.
But a quick call with a pair of 6s by Peter.
Mohsin happy to see the 2 6s where he's in a race. About as good as they could be expected when the guy made a snap call like that.
You gotta eventually win a flip at these final tables.
He says, I'm due to win a flip.
There goes Mohsin. He's running over the last season's champion, Matt Salzberg's girlfriend, Renee, thinking she was lucky for Matt. Maybe she'll be lucky for him.
Come on, Garcia.
Big moment here for Mohsin. And the flop is...
That's not good.
Well, 3 hearts on the flop,
That's a
Pretty good so far.
meaning any heart
9 of hearts.
would give Mohsin a flush.
Now, you would think the sixes are still out in front, but actually not, percentage-wise.
Close. 6 of
So
clubs.
many out for Mohsin. Going to the turn.
Mohsin, the mathematical favorite to win, and the king is going to put him a monster favorite.
1 out.
1 out.
The Australian has to catch a 6 on the river. Otherwise, Mohsin is going to double up.
I'll take the deuce of hearts.
He'll take anything but the 6 of clubs.
Mohsin hitting on the turn, down to the river. There's a jack of diamonds. So Peter's going to pay off Mohsin.
222.
Mohsin from Chicago, 28 years old. What a talented player we're watching here tonight.
Yeah, he's got some big-time players in the stands watching him tonight as well.
There's mad Marvin Rettenmaier. And I'm not going to go for the name again, but he's another good pro with the crazy wigs on. Jason Kuhn.
Well, that's Jason Kuhn. Finished 13th in this tournament. Mad Marvin Rettenmaier finished 10th. Those guys could have been at this final table, but didn't quite make it.
All right, right back on it. Vasili this time. Oh, wow, he's picked up the real hand. Pair of jacks.
He's picked up a lot of real hands.
Ooh-wee. He's going to make it 51,000, hoping to hook someone in here. Mohsin folding. Now Peter also going to fold. On to the swim coach, Elliot.
All in.
And he is going to push all in with his ace high.
Takes. Nice hand.
The snap call by Vasili.
Wow. Wow. I really thought I was. That's too bad.
Well, everybody says wow, because every time they look up, seems like Vasili has a big hand.
Solidly favored to knock out the Canadian. 5 cards to come. Here we go with the first 3. Deuce. Oh, another jack. 3 of a kind, just like that, and an 8 of clubs.
Well, this pot's over.
Yeah.
There's no 2 cards that the Canadian can catch to win this pot, Vince, and you don't see that very often at all.
Yeah.
When you can catch 2 runners and you still can't win.
Queen of spades on the turn. Just doesn't matter. Another queen.
So the Canadian, the former swim coach, Elliot Smith, does the duck dive out of here in Paris in 4th place. Going to take home 109,000 euros. Let's go see what he has to say.
Feels pretty good to make a final table. I mean, you can't be happy with the last hand. I ran into something big and was drawing dead on the flop, but, you know, that's poker. Vasili does have an overwhelmingly big chip advantage, so Mo and Peter are both great guys, so, like, you know, yeah, it'd be, like, something amazing if one of those 2 guys ran it back and won, so it'd be really something else.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description, use the code YT11 on deposit, and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Mohsin with the quick fold. Now Peter has picked up a pair of 6s. He just got burned with them against Mohsin. Oh, but that's not going to stop him from raising.
He's at 60,000 to go and going to pick up the pot. Yes, you know where Belarus is?
Yes, it's in Russia, my friend.
Well, it used to be part of Russia. Now it's its own country.
Oh, don't go get technical on me, Mr. Smarty Alec. All right, let's go down to the next hand. Mohsin, this time with Jack 10, makes it 50,000, and Peter
150.
Wow, with ace deuce opening up his game, makes it 150. Vasili out.
How much behind?
Got about the same amount, man.
Mohsin's going to lay it down, so a nice 3-bet there by the Australian.
I never know what to do there with kings.
Came here on a holiday with his wife, discovered the aviation club, played a $1,000 satellite, and here he is. Well, it's on Vasili. He's moving all in here for 400,000. When I say moving all in, he's setting them all in, I should say, but they go out. He adds the blinds and antes to his chip count, which is massive. The man from Belarus is the man to beat right now, for sure.
All in.
Well, look at this. Mohsin picking up king, queen of diamonds, says all in. Can he get paid off, Peter, with a nothing hand? Must fold it. But Vasili also with a junk hand. And he will give it up to Mohsin.
Well, there's Mohsin's girlfriend, Sasha. And then she still got her party hat on from last night as well.
Well, that's the great thing about the World Poker Tour. We do have great players' parties, and we have a good time out here.
That's nice when you go busted out of a tournament. You go to a party where somebody else picks up the tab.
Get a free wig, get a free hat, perhaps.
I'm surprised any of these people even know what the disco era was, Vince. They're so young.
I'm all in.
Look at this. The Australian has gone all in with his ace, queen of diamonds. Vasili has folded.
Uh-oh, could be big trouble for Mohsin here.
Oh, wow. It is possible to call this. But no.
Close.
What a laydown. That is good feel, folks, I can tell you, to get away from that hand in a three-handed poker game.
I think if this fold I'm all in, you call?
Yeah. Snap up.
What did you say you folded?
I had ace 10.
You had ace 10?
Any good?
You know it's going to be on TV, right?
Action on Vasili.
Well, they're still talking about that hand.
And look at this. He's going to lay down queen 10 with the button. Take a breather.
That Mohsin folded the ace 10. Neither one of those other guys can believe it.
Cool.
Mohsin just calling with 10-7. And with an ace high, Peter not going to raise. Kind of surprising.
I would have just moved all in with the ace high there when a guy limps in, but see what happens.
Flop is a 3-5 king, so fives for Peter. Mohsin checking. And Peter's going to check behind him. Going to the turn.
9 comes off, but it's 3 hearts.
Neither player has a heart. They both checked again. Down to the river we go.
And now the board pairs kings. Now, Mohsin feels the only way he can win this pot is to bet at it, but unfortunately for him, it's not going to work.
31,000.
10 high.
Quick call by the Australian.
5.
Peter shows him the 2 5s. They're going to win the pot with it.
That's nicely done by the Australian. The holiday just keeps getting better and better for this man. Real estate guy. There's his lovely wife.
Yeah, wife Emma toasting the old man right now.
Blinds at 12 and 24,000. Action on Mohsin. What a player. Never champion yet on the WPT, but he's going to quickly fold his hand into Peter with an ace 4. We'll make the raise. 60,000. Vasili's going to splash around with a 9-6.
And his opponent is priced in to see a flop. That's why I think when you have an ace and a baby in a small blind, with his stack, just move in with it. But
flop comes up king, queen, 3. No help to either player.
Peter checks, and now watch this. The pot's going to get taken away from him by the chip leader here.
31,000.
Yeah, just a small bet into a pot that's got 129,000 in it. Smart betting, smart playing by Vasili.
And look at these two poker players. You see, they just reek of hangover right there. That's what I'm saying. They're good guys, though.
Oh, boy.
Right back on it. The Aussie this time in first position with the buttons, going to fold it. And now Vasili.
Raise.
He says raise, and he throws the 1 million plaque in the pot.
Call.
He set him all in, but Mohsin quickly called him with the ace-jack and has him dominated. Ace-jack versus king-jack. Great opportunity for Mohsin to double up here.
Yep, 2 quality hands in a 3-handed poker game. And we're going to see 5 cards for the possibility of Mohsin saying goodnight. But he's in front at this point. It's a 4, a 5, and a jack. Hitting the jack, both players.
Yeah, both players have top pair, but as you can see, Mohsin has him out-kicked.
Oh, the beautiful kicker. Going to the turn. It's another 4, pairing the board.
Well, if the 4 jack comes off, they would split this pot.
One more fun.
See, I like that. Vasili's not greedy. He's happy to split the pot. Most guys would call for a king, not Vasili.
Can he hit his king? No, it's an 8 of spades. Mohsin having to sweat it, but taking down that one once again.
So a much-needed double up for Mohsin Charania right there. His hopes of winning a WPT title here in Paris still alive. 3 players left. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more exciting action from Paris right after this.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
He's just had a nice walk in the park so far at this final table.
Okay, chip leader Vasili will quickly fold this hand. Now Mohsin with a 9-7 offsuit. We'll try to take this one down with a raise, makes it 50,000. But Peter the Aussie is going to call with a 10-9. So 10-9 versus 9-7. And we are flopping. It's a king ace 3.
No help to either player.
No one hitting. And Mohsin.
No, he was the pre-flop raiser. Going to make the continuation bet here.
Yeah, with a pretty scary board. He bets 48,000. Peter, of course, hitting none of that. But
he's got a raise here with no hand and no draw. Just a play you don't expect out of an amateur player.
Wow, it makes it 126 to go. And it is going to work.
What a play by the Australian amateur right there. And his wife Emma smiles, but she has no idea how good a play that was.
A little thievery by the Aussie. And that is shocking. He comes back with anything. These guys give him respect. Blinds are still 12 and 24,000 with a $3,000 ante. This time Peter takes a break. And now Vasili with a queen 4. Looks like he will get aggressive with it. Makes it 65,000.
All in.
Mohsin going all in without hesitation, of course. As his opponent dominated here. As you can see, Vasili quickly goes out. And Mohsin picks up the pot.
Vasili with 4.3. Winner's going to take home about 480,000 approximately in U.S. cash, a ton of euros, and get his name put on the WPT Champions Cup. What an honor. And Mohsin has been to the final table 3 times, never taken the title. He'd love to take this tonight, but he's got a lot of work in front of him. He quickly folds, and now Peter will raise this with a king 5, makes it 65,000.
And Vasili making the call in position with the jack 9.
Just hoping to catch something. Flop is a 3, 7, and a 6.
Well, Peter's flopped a gut shot straight draw. Vasili's flopped nothing.
And Peter, the real estate man from Australia, will bet this. 65,000 on the continuation bet.
Oh, and look at this. Vince, it's the float call. He's got no hand, no draw, but Vasili has made the call here with just a jack high. And now a 5 comes off, gives Peter 2 5s, but it's a scare card in that there's a possible straight on the board. And it goes check, check. Shock, Vasili didn't bet that.
And the river card is a 4. That's a straight for both players.
Well, both players have a 7 high straight.
But look at this. Peter quickly checks it.
Well, Vasili just assuming he doesn't have an 8, going to put pressure on him.
Yeah,
That's 300,000.
Shrewd move.
Well, there you see the agony by Peter. It's a nice bet by Vasili. You know, he's catching cards, but he's making some great plays along the way, this being one of them. He made the float call on the flop with no hand and no draw, and now you see him just muscling his opponent out on the river here when they would have split the pot. Just well done by the man from Belarus.
Nice bluff.
Just can't stand the pressure, but a nice bet by Vasili there. Earn that pot, as we say.
Nice play.
Well, Peter Apostolou shaking his head. He's the real estate guy, and he looks like he just lost the house. But he wants to stomp out these two other guys. Can he do it down the stretch?
Yeah, it's an Australian, an American, and a man from Belarus fighting it out for this title. Nobody from Belarus has ever won a WPT title, but Vasili in great shape to do just that.
Come on in.
Oh, an action on Peter now with King 6 of diamonds. He says all in. Got Vasili to fold and Mohsin, so...
Well, Mohsin throws away the ace-3 suited.
Worked well for the real estate guy. So he will take that pot as the Royal Flush girls talk about their hair and such. They are fantastic.
Well, Vasili picks up a monster hand, ace-king suited on the button.
Yep, he makes it 55,000 to go. Mohsin folds. And now it's on Peter. Oh, man.
I'm all in.
He's got the queens, and he's going to push all in with it.
Well, the snap call by Vasili. This the classic race in poker, folks. The ace-king versus the two queens. The queens mathematically out front, a favorite to win the pot slightly. As you can see, 53% favorite. But his tournament life is on the line. Can Vasili outdraw him? We shall see.
5 cards to come. Everyone on their feet. Queens versus ace-king. It's a 5. It's another 5. And another 5. 3 5s on the flop.
If a fourth 5 came out there, Vasili would win, of course, with the ace kicker, but he is looking for an ace or a king.
No problem so far for the Australian Peter.
Now Peter just trying to hold his breath here to see if he can double up.
Here we go with the turn card. And it's fine. It's a 7 of hearts. Good for Peter.
1 card to go for Peter to double up. He can't even look.
Yep. Will the vacation continue for Peter?
Can't wait to see that.
He's smiling. They're not going to look.
King on the river. How good is the man from Belarus running? Tough luck for the Australian. Peter Apostolou is going to be out in 3rd place. Wow.
But he's going to take home 148,000 euros. Mr. Holiday has to say goodbye. Let's go see what he has to say.
No, mate, it was a blast. It was, you know, it was like a dream come true. Obviously a little disappointing in the end, but you really have to take it all into stride, and it's just been an amazing adventure for me. Well, it's going to be hard to run over the chip leader, but you know, Mohsin's he's a tough competitor. Like, you know, he just doesn't let go. So if he wins a couple of flips, he'll be hard to beat. But he's got to win those flips.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Vasili with 4.8 million. Mohsin, 712,000. The antes are 3,000. The blinds are 12 and 24. Here we go, down the stretch.
Yeah, it's a monster chip lead playing heads up for a title, a 7-1 chip lead, but Mohsin was 5th in this event last year. He is playing heads up for the title this year. Now that alone is very impressive.
Mohsin with a king 9. You know, he just called, and Vasili says, let's see the flop. And the king, just like that, ace, 8. Vasili with just a 4-5. And Vasili has checked it. Mohsin betting his kings, 52,000. And that will do it. On hand number 1 of the heads-up battle, Mohsin Charania taking down the first pot.
Well, there you see what they're playing for. The winner getting 340,000 euros.
It's about 480, Mike, in U.S. cash, approximately.
Runner-up 230,000 euros, but it's about the title with these guys.
Blinds are going up to 15 and 30 with an ante of 4. And look at this, Mohsin has got a real hand, pair of 10s.
Going to raise it to 70,000. Vasili with the 7-5 of clubs going to make the call. So we're going to see a flop.
Mohsin would like to get some value out of this. Flop is a 6, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, just the thing that Vasili wanted. He just flopped the straight. And he's going to check it.
Well, Vince, I don't see how Mohsin is going to help from getting broke in this hand.
This could be the last one. Now he has bet at 38,000. Now Vasili, yep, he's just going to walk the dog. Just calling. Set the trap. Turn card, an ace of clubs.
Well, that's a card that could possibly save Mohsin.
Vasili is going to check. And here goes Mohsin. He's betting 63,000 with the 10s.
And Vasili now going to raise it, hoping the ace hit his opponent or he'd get his chips in there.
He's making it 176.
And a quick call by Mohsin. Well, Mohsin just not buying it. Thinks if the opponent had an ace in his hand, he would have raised him pre-flop. That didn't happen.
Down to the river we go. It's a 3 of clubs, pairing the board.
All in.
Whoa.
Vasili now goes all in after the board pairs. There's a hand where Vasili raised on the flop. All the money would have been in there on the flop, I promise you. Now, is there a chance Mohsin can get away from this? Because the ace hit number 1, and number 2, he hadn't seen Vasili get out of line yet at this final table. Every time he's put a big bet out there, he's had the goods. Look at this laydown. That is a world-class getaway there, Vince.
Okay, Vasili Firsau, the chip leader. He's 36 years old, a father of 2, married. He's got $5 million up against Mohsin, who's got about 470.
Over a 10-1 chip lead for Vasili. The man from Belarus could become the first player ever from Belarus to win a WPT title, and right now, he is really in the driver's seat.
He's got Jack-9 right now. Let's see what he does with this. Yep, he's going to go up. 65,000 to go. Mohsin taking a look at a interesting 6-4 of clubs.
Got one of those hands you want to see a flop with. Can't really spare the 35,000, but calls anyway.
Yep, he's going to gamble. The flop is 4. That's good. 6, 2 pair, and a jack. Unbelievable. 2 pair versus jacks.
Well, the dream flop for Mohsin, he checks. Vasili bets 65,000 here.
Oh, and Mohsin is going to raise, of course, 200,000.
All in.
Call.
Vasili quickly goes all in, and a snap call by Mohsin, and here we go. Now, Mohsin in great shape to double up here.
Mohsin just doesn't want anything crazy to happen.
So the first step of the long comeback could be made right here by Mohsin.
Or it could be over. You play those slop hands, sometimes they backfire. We will see right now. The man from Belarus gets up, and here we go with a turn. It's a king of hearts. That's safe for Mohsin, still out in front.
Now, Mohsin just got to dodge a king, jack, or a 9 to double up here.
Young man from Chicago, Mohsin Charania, in a good place right now. Wants to avoid disaster with the river card. Let's take a look. And he does as a deuce of clubs appears. He's going to win this pot.
Well, Mohsin starting to believe a little bit here now, saying, look, I've been due for some luck at a WPT final table. I've made 3 of them, haven't had any luck yet. It's my turn.
Yep, a nice double up. On to the next hand. Mohsin this time with the Motown hand, Jackson 5s.
Well, here you go, a little pep in his step here after winning that last pot. Raising here with a Jack 5 offsuit. A little steam by Vasili here, it looks like. He is going to re-raise with just a Queen 9 offsuit.
Makes it 163,000. Going to put too much pressure on Mohsin. And the man from Belarus will take this one down.
Now, you don't know if that was a good read or just a good steam re-raise, but whatever. It worked.
Vasili has played only 2 WPT events. This is his second cash, first final table, and this time he's got a 9-4. He is raised, and Mohsin with a queen 10 just calling. Lots of cat and mouse play going on down the stretch here. Here's the flop. It's king 10, Jack.
Mohsin's got a pretty good hand. Bottom pair with an open-end straight draw. Vasili makes a continuation bet, of which Mohsin calls. So we're going to the turn here. And 8 of hearts comes off. Neither player has a heart in their hand. Mohsin checks.
And Vasili will also check. To the river we go. It's a queen of hearts.
Now there's 4 hearts on the board and an open-end straight.
Vasili has that. He has a little straight.
He is betting the sucker into the straight here, Vince. 75,000. Only way he's going to get called is if he's beat, in my opinion. Mohsin lays down 2 pair. Good laydown it was. What an exciting final that was, I might add. I don't think we've ever seen more emotion at a final table than that one.
Now look at this hand. Mohsin has picked up the ladies. He is raised.
Call.
And an all-in and a quick call.
Unbelievable here. Vasili winces. The first time he's made a big move without a real hand here. It could bite him right in the butt.
Человек играет от 2 пар.
Пора снизу и закончить.
A big moment here at the Aviation Club.
Ace, king, jack. No, ace, king, queen, okay. Ace, king, queen, diamond.
Everyone's jolly before the flop because you just don't know what's going to happen after the next 5 cards. There's the burn. It's a king,
Oh, God.
a 9, and a 5.
And queen.
And Vasili looking for a queen, of course.
Queen.
5.
Mohsin looking for the board to pair, where no matter what would come off then, he would win this pot.
Queen's out in front still. Mohsin hanging in there. The turn is an ace of diamonds.
So Mohsin just has to dodge a queen on the river to double up yet again.
Can he make this work? Yes, he does. As a deuce of diamonds comes off.
So Mohsin, the dream stays alive, doubles up yet again.
The heads-up battle continues, Mike. And the antes are going up to 20,040. Mohsin with a nice comeback. And now it's on him. He's got a 9-3, and he's going to raise.
He started this heads-up battle as a 7-1 chip dog. Now he's just a 4-1 chip dog.
Vasili with ace-6, but not going to raise.
I was shocked he wouldn't raise here with ace-high, Vince.
Very curious. We're going to the flop. It's a deuce, 4, and a 6. 6 is for Vasili. Top pair. Nothing hitting for Mohsin.
And it goes check, check. Mohsin with a gut shot straight draw. Now an ace comes off, so the top 2 pair now for Vasili.
He checks again.
Now just a wise check. He's going to induce a bit out of Mohsin, and look what's happened. Boom, 65,000. It's going to be hammer time now.
Vasili's got him where he wants him, and of course he is going to raise.
And Mohsin now saying, why didn't I check? I could have hit the gut shot.
I'm pretty street smart. I'm from Chicago. I get it. I'm out. That's all it takes.
Well, Vasili well out in front right now. 4.6 million to just under $1 million for Mohsin. Here he looks down at Queen Jack of clubs on the button. And he's going to raise it to 90,000.
Mohsin with an ace-5 of diamonds. He's not going anywhere. Makes this call.
Well, just calls. Many players would 3-bet in this spot with that hand, but Mohsin taking the conservative route.
And the flop is a 7, 8, 9. 2 diamonds.
So both players have a gut shot straight draw.
They both check.
Mohsin has the nut flush draw and hits it right on the turn. Now the board pairs 8. Mohsin loving it right now.
Yep. He's first to act. He's getting the chips out, 70,000. And all Vasili has is an inside straight draw, so he goes out.
Well, I'm not sure why Mohsin bet there. Guy didn't bet the flop. He's probably not going to bet the turn.
All right, this time Mohsin looks down at a little pair of 3s. He's liking that. but he's just going to call.
And Vasili says, okay, let's have a flop with his 8-6. So it's top pair for Vasili, 2 threes for Mohsin, and it goes check, check.
Turn card 4 of diamonds.
Now the board pairs 4s.
So Vasili out in front with the 8s. He bets 55,000. Mohsin with 3s here.
Look at this, Vince.
Wow.
He checked the flop. Now he's raising on the turn with the 2 3s. And all of a sudden, your 2 8s are shrinking up fast. You're fearful your opponent made 3 4s, or we're slow playing a big pair to start with. Let's see how Vasili reads him here. Well, he's going to make the call. So he's not giving up the top pair.
Good call. Down to the river we go. Will things change?
Now Queen of Spades on the river.
Vasili checks again.
Well, Mohsin checks right behind him. He's trying to get showdown value for the 3s, but they're not going to be any good. And there you see the 2 8s of Vasili going to take down the pot.
And here we go. It's going to be on Mohsin again.
90.
And he's going to raise again. Relentless with an 8-3 of diamonds. Makes it 90,000 to go. Vasili
Call.
must call with a little suited connector.
I just can't shake this guy right now.
So 8-3 versus 5-4, and the flop will be a 10, a 5, and another 10.
So nice flop for Vasili. He's out in front now with 2 pair.
And he has checked it. And Mohsin's going to bet 65,000. And Vasili's going to make this call.
Snap call.
Going to the turn. Oh, just another 5.
Little full house for Vasili, that's all.
Vasili going to check again. Mohsin's going to check again. He's getting the picture. Enough's enough. He's thinking 4 hits on the river. Does not help Mohsin. But Vasili will bet. He wants to get a little value out of his full boat. It's 130, and Mohsin goes away. So you play those junk hands like Gus Hansen. Sometimes it pays off. It did right there for Vasili.
We're pretty close to where we started in terms of chip count. Vasili with just over a 7-1 chip lead.
And the antes will stay at 5,000. The blinds will be 25 and 50 now. So onward we go. Mohsin.
All in.
He says all in.
Call.
And a quick call with the A6.
Well, this could do it, folks. Mohsin up against it right now. As the cards lie, Vasili a 3-2 favorite to win the pot and take down this title.
Good job. Hello, Renee.
Don't worry, buddy. Queen of
I was
clubs.
hoping not to see it until the end of it all, but we're gonna need another one, Garcia.
Такая девушка грустная, понимаешь, сейчас закончится турнир.
Well, there you see Vasili's comrades, Igor, Oleg, and Vadim.
All from Mississippi.
Ace right in the door.
A 3 and a 10. So a beautiful flop for Vasili.
7, diamond. 7 diamond.
Mohsin has to catch 2 runners to win this pot. 2 running cards to make a straight, 2 runners to make a flush, 2 running fours, 2 running queens, but he needs a lot of help. He just wants to sweat right now, Vince. Just give him 1 card he can hope for. A deuce, there it was, he got it. He can now win if a 5 comes off. Nothing else will do for him.
Only a 5. The man from Belarus, 1 card away from a major championship.
Sweet King.
Can it be? Here we go to the river.
Wow! 2 runners to make a straight. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. The dream lives on for Mohsin as he makes a complete suck out, hits 2 runners to make a straight.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Well, as you can see, Vasili now only has a 2-to-1 chip lead over Mohsin, as opposed to a 7-to-1 chip lead when we started this heads-up battle.
Let's go back down to the table of fate. Vasili Firsau. He's got a huge hand. Ace, king of hearts.
Oh boy, would he love to get it all in before the flop with this hand. He raises here. Mohsin just calls with the queen 10, so we're going to have a flop.
Ace, king versus queen 10. And the flop is a 9, jack, 8. That is a straight for Mohsin.
Incredible flop for Mohsin here.
And they both check. 3 of spades on the turn. Mohsin's coming out with a bet, 85,000.
Well, Vasili thinks he's going to bet anything here after he checked the flop, so he's going to call him with ace high, thinking it might be best hand. Obviously, he's drawing dead here.
Mohsin's getting some value. River card pairs the board with a jack.
Mohsin recognizes this guy called him on the turn. Good chance he'll call him on the river if he bets. 235,000.
And a quick call.
Mohsin quickly turns up the straight, and the man from Minsk stretches his neck. Wow, you flopped that? I misread you that bad?
And the blinds are going up to 30 and 60,000. And he stays at 5,000. Here we go. Vasili, father of 2, has a 6-3. Will raise to 130,000.
Yeah, Mohsin's going to make the call with the 7-5 of hearts.
Flop is a 3, 4, and a 9. So 3's there for Vasili.
Yep, he's out in front with the 3s. As you can see, Mohsin with the gut shot straight draw.
Yeah, he makes a continuation bet, 95,000. Vasili's going to quickly call.
So we're going to the turn here. And a 5 comes off. Mohsin now has the best hand. He's going to check. He can't blame Vasili for betting. He's got a pair and an open and straight draw.
Yeah, he bets 155,000, and Mohsin will make this call. Down to the river we go. Let's take a peek.
A 6 comes off.
Whoa, boy.
The dream card for Mohsin, he's made a straight. And Vince, what I love is he's going to lead out and bet. He's not going to give his opponent a chance to check behind him. He's going to make him guess as to whether he's got the straight or not. And there you have it, 420,000. Vasili, who's got 2 pairs in a tough spot. He's going to make the call and not going to like it.
Oh, wow, he is starting to swear in Russian. You can just tell.
And Vince, with that pot, we have a new chip leader in this heads-up battle.
And that is the 28-year-old from Chicago. A man that has made 3 final tables on the WPT, has never become champion. It is Mohsin Charania, out in front with 3.4 million.
Now, Vasili was shaking his head that last hand because he knows a 6 is the only card that could come off that could cost him money on the river, where he made 2 pair and his opponent made a straight.
Okay, on to this hand. Mohsin with the 6-4 of hearts, and he's called. And Vasili has an attractive jack 10 of clubs. He's raised to 165. Mohsin's going to stick around. Anything can happen on the flop.
Yeah, there you see the Eiffel Tower of chips by Mohsin.
Flop is a 7-6-7. Mohsin with 6s. And Vasili, catching none of that, is going to bet. Nevertheless, 110.
Yeah, Mohsin's got another tower of chips on the side there, but Paris, as you know, you can only have 6-story buildings.
Mohsin calls. Turn card is a big king of spades. Helps neither player. And Vasili.
Well, Vince, he's got his nose open a little bit now. No doubt about that. He bet with nothing on the flop, got called, and here he goes. Firing huge on the turn here.
Yes, 220,000 with zip and pip, and it's going to work.
Well, Mohsin lays down the best hand, Vince, but he's got the chip lead after battling so hard. Just doesn't want to jeopardize it with a marginal hand like that. Well, what a turnaround we've seen in this heads-up battle. Mohsin on the button here with the 7-4. He's going to raise it. Makes it 130,000 to go. And a quick call by Vasili with a 10-9.
And the flop is an ace-5 and a 10. Vasili has hit his 10s.
He checks the 10s, and here comes the continuation bet by Mohsin. 95,000. And a quick call by Vasili.
Turn card is a king of diamonds, helps neither player.
So possible straight out there. Vasili checks. Mohsin, no hand, no draw, no card he can catch to win the pot, but he is reaching for chips. And a healthy amount of chips, 215,000. But look at this, Vince. 2 overcards and a possible straight out there, yet he is called 215,000 on third pair.
Like he knows it's good. Pretty incredible. We're going down to the last card. And a 7, so Mohsin hits 7s right there.
Well, Vasili checks again, and look at this. Vince, it's just like Mohsin knows the guy's got 2 10s, or might have hit a pair of kings on the turn, but thinking maybe a big bet will get him off of that hand.
He is going to make a big bet, a half a million.
And Vasili throws the hand away. Vince, he fired 3 shells at that pot. He bet on the flop, the turn, and the river without the best hand, bluffing all the way.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description, use the code YT11 on deposit, and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
I'm just wowed by that last hand. Wowed, Mohsin fired 3 shells, and just as wowed that Vasili suspected something was up and called him on the turn. And if Mohsin doesn't bet that river, we're praising Vasili for how great he played that hand. Wow.
All right, action back on Mohsin. King 4 of spades, just calling this time. Gonna change gears here.
Well, Vasili happy to get a flop here with the 4-3.
The flop is a deuce 4 and a queen. So Vasili slopping around, hits 4s, but also Mohsin hits 4s.
Checks right behind him there. Now a 7 comes off, so 3 clubs out there, but Vasili's got to think the 2 4s are the best hand after his opponent checked on the flop. So he's going to bet the turn with 4s on a flush draw. But Mohsin calls him with just 2 4s.
River card is a deuce. That doesn't change anything.
Well, Vasili's making what he thinks is a value bet here. He's not bluffing. He believes his 4s are the best hand. He's about to get a rude awakening, though, because Mohsin's going to call him. He proudly turns up the 2 4s, but they're no good as he's outkicked. He can't believe it, Vince.
No.
The way things have turned around this heads-up battle. Well, right now he's got a 2-1 chip lead over his opponent. Action's going to be on Vasili, but look at this, Vince. Mohsin is raising out of turn in the big blind here.
Oops. Is it stay?
That is shocking. A rookie mistake here happening before our very eyes. It's been determined that the money has to stay in. Vasili, hearing that, says, nit. I'm going to raise this.
What's the rule if the action changes?
Mohsin calling the tournament director over.
Action changed before.
Yeah, money stays.
But the action changed before it's on me.
So now he's questioning the ruling here.
That's the rule we use.
That's not a rule anywhere else besides here.
And the ruling, as you can hear, is going to be that the money has to stay in the pot by Mohsin.
That's stupid.
Well, he's disgruntled, that's for sure. And Mohsin is going to fold the hand in frustration. And the man from Belarus will take this one down.
And at one point in this heads-up battle, he was over a 10-to-1 chip dog. Now he's a 2-to-1 chip favorite.
He's got the button. Blinds at 30 and 60,000. Mohsin on a nice rush right now, and he's going to pop this to 130 to go.
And Vasili has the 10-9, and looks like he's going to make the call.
There was no adversity for so long for Vasili, and now he's got it all. And the flop comes up a 3-3-5, no help to either player, and Vasili will check it. And even though Mohsin gets none of that, he is going to bet it.
But look at the bet size of Mohsin, Ben. So he's only betting about 25% of the pot, and yet he's winning it.
And look at this, Mike. Vasili has to give up the $1 million plaque here in Paris. He hands it over. He's saying, I'll take back a little change. And right now, Mohsin holding the bully chip.
That's when there's $1 million plaque, and you've got it in a heads-up battle. That's a good sign.
Okay, now the antes are 10,000, and the blinds are going up to 40 and 80,000. Action on Vasili.
Yeah, he looks down at a Jack-10. He's going to raise it, makes it 165,000 to go.
Yeah, and Mohsin is going to quickly fold, saying, you can take this pot. You look like you need it. Action on Mohsin. He's got a real hand this time. He's got the pair of 10s.
Going to raise it to 165,000.
Vasili with a big hand as well.
Call.
All in and called. This is the showdown they both been looking for.
The two over cards versus the under pair. Mohsin know if the 10 stand up, he'll be a WPT champion. If not, he'll have to claw his way from behind once again. Now Vasili's got to be saying, you know, I've been so unlucky in this heads-up battle. Surely one time I can get some luck on my side and win a race.
Mohsin Charania at one time at the final table was on the short stack with less than 200,000. Hit his whole turned around. He's got a title right before his very eyes. Here's the flop. It's a 7-3-7. No help for Vasili.
Great flop so far for Mohsin. He's still out in front with the two 10s. Only has to dodge an ace or a queen now.
Oh boy, he cannot even bear to watch. Closing his eyes as the turns come. It's an 8 of clubs. That's good for Mohsin.
Now we're down to the river.
Да, Вадим, ты определись, туза или дама?
Vasili must catch an ace or a queen to stay alive.
Oh, Mohsin one card away from getting his name on the WPT Champions Cup and all the money that goes with it. Let's go to the river in Paris. It's a deuce of clubs. Mohsin is our champion.
One of the biggest comebacks in the history of the tour. Mohsin Charania from Chicago is the champion of the Grand Prix de Paris.
Oh, man, the crowd is going crazy here. All the friends embracing. Mohsin has done it.
Well, Vance, let's say a word about Vasili Firsau right there. The guy took a heartbreak loss when it came runner-runner, but what a tournament that Vasili played. Just very unlucky not to win it.
Я доволен своей игрой. В принципе, практически считаю, что сыграл на очень хорошем уровне. Просто не повезло где-то в постфлопе, где-то в all-инах префлоп. То есть я ни одного all-ина префлоп вообще на все фишки я не выиграл. То есть естественно, зная, где упадешь, можно было бы что-то поменять, но именно конкретно игрой своей доволен.
Well, in addition to your 340,000 euros, you also get your name inscribed on the WPT Champions Cup and entry into the WPT World Championship at the end of the season. And I know how thrilled you are to have your first WPT title. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Lynn, back to you.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below. and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
The crystal clear waters of St. Martin have attracted poker sharks from around the globe. See how it plays out in the World Poker Tour's return to the Caribbean, starting now on the WPT.
Well, there you see our chip count. Our own Tony Dunst out in front, starting the final table as chip leader. There you see what they're playing for. The winner going to take home $145,000. Plus get that coveted entry into the season-ending WPT World Championship.
All right, to the felt we go. $2,000 antes. 6 and 12,000 are the blinds. A couple folds. Around to the Italian. Giacomo Fundaro, a WPT champion. He's got ace-3.
Giacomo from Italy. Been playing poker for 4 years. His second WPT final table. He won the last time he was there.
Zoltan Purak with a queen-10 releases that. Giacomo has raised to $26,000 now. Mad Marvin Rettenmaier, two-time WPT champion, is considering doing something with this junk hand, Jack Deuce.
Oh, look at this, Vince. This is why they call him Mad Marvin. He is 3-betting with the junk.
Makes it $67,000 with zip and pip. And there's the local Robbie Bakker going out.
The two WPT champs at the table fighting it out on deal number 1 here. And Mad Marvin just 3-betting with this junk hand.
And the 27-year-old Italian, he's had enough. He's going to fold the hand. Crazy Mad Marvin taking down the first hand with zip and pip.
Well, that's how you do it, Vince.
There's the WPT Champions Cup. All the champs have their name inscribed on that beautiful trophy.
Well, Mad Marvin trying to get inscribed for a 3rd time on there to join the likes of Gus Hansen and Carlos Mortensen as the winningest players in WPT history.
All right, back to the felt. Giacomo out. Zoltan Purak also folding. Now Mad Marvin with a king-6.
Well, certainly if you can 3-bet with a Jack Deuce offsuit, you can raise with a king-6 offsuit. And Mad Marvin doing just that. Bets $26,000.
Robbie Bakker, local player from St. Martin, goes out. And now around to Severin, the Austrian. He's got ace-4. He's going to make this call.
Now our own Tony Dunst in the big blind with a 10-9. He says, let me join the party, so we're going to have 3-way action on the flop.
Tony Dunst calls himself Bond 18. What a player. And the flop is a king, queen 8.
Nice flop for Mad Marvin. He's out in front now with the 2 kings.
Yeah, 7 with nothing checks. Tony Dunst doesn't like it. He checks.
Tony with the gut shot straight draw. And Mad Marvin checks.
Wow.
That a bit surprising. 7 comes off. Severin says if they're not going to bet at it, let me take a stab at this pot.
He's 23 years old. He says, what the heck? What have I got to lose? He's betting with nothing. Bets 47 grand. Tony out.
Severin, the youngest player at the table at 23. The old man at the table in seat 5, Robbie Bakker, just 30 years old. 5 guys in their 20s.
Madman has made the call, of course, with the top pair. Down to the river we go in. 8 pairs the board.
Look at this. Severin not slowing down. He's the guy that just got out of business school. Said he didn't really want to be a poker pro, just wants to play poker as a hobby. Enjoys it. Wants to keep it that way. Betting on the river here, $106,000. And Marvin trying to figure out what the guy could have here, where he bet on the turn and the river. He's going to look him up with the kings up and take down the pot. So Mad Marvin batting 1,000 so far, takes down yet another pot at the final table.
All right, back down to the felt. A beautiful day here in St. Martin. Our very own Tony Dunst. The raw deal. Folds and gets up.
Now Giacomo going out.
Everyone's folding around to Mad Marvin Rettenmaier, who's got the button. He's got king 9.
Vince, is there a hand Mad Marvin doesn't like?
Doesn't look like it. Not most of the time. He can almost play with nothing because he's so good, so talented. And he's going to raise this. Makes it $30,000 to go. Mr. Bakker goes away. And now Severin.
Making it bigger now?
With an ace-8, the Austrian.
Well, Severin tried to combat Mad Marvin a minute ago with the ace-4. That didn't work out. So he's going to try here with the ace-8.
Yep, he's going to splash around. Here we go with the flop. Ace-9, 8. Look at that. Aces and 8s. 2 pair for Severin, just like that.
Yeah, Mad Marvin's got 2 9s, but he's in trouble this time.
Severin is checking.
Well, Mad Marvin is going to make the continuation bet, but probably not going to like the results of this hand.
32,000. Now, do you come back over the top? No, just going to sneakily call. Got aces and eights. You got Mad Marvin all.
Well, he calls, but believe me, the caution lights go in, and now a 7 comes out, meaning if the guy had Jack 10, he made it straight, so.
Seven going to check again.
Well, Mad Marvin checking wisely.
Too smart.
Now, an 8 on the river, a little full house, a little shack attack for Severin.
Yep, and now to get the right amount so you get called, it looks like he's going to bet 56,000 very gently.
Well, Mad Marvin looks at him, and now he's trying to say to himself, what can I possibly beat? He wouldn't bet if he had a 9 in this spot. I'd have him tied anyway, but he could have a straight. Most likely he's got aces up.
It's also saying this guy just bluffed before. Would he bluff 2 times in a row? I don't think so. And yes, he gets away from that, folds the hand, and the young Austrian's going to take down that pot against Mad Marvin. Well, I played some Frisbee with this guy yesterday. He's a non-professional. He has his buddies here. They all play Frisbee on the beach. It was a great, great time. And right there you look at the scenery we've seen all week long right here.
Vince says, there's a more beautiful place to play poker in the world. I don't know where it is. St. Martin down here is just a gorgeous island.
It certainly is. Back to the action, a fold, and look at this.
Mad Marvin, he's played junk so far every hand. Now he's picked up 2 ladies. That is just beautiful.
2 queens. Yes, he will raise. Makes it 26,000 to go. Robbie Bakker out. And now, oh wow, Severin with ace-king.
Just calls, does not raise.
Surprising.
With the ace-king, that is very surprising.
Tony out. Giacomo, WPT champion. Going for his 2nd WPT title here today. Now he will fold that hand.
So these 2 guys playing the 3rd consecutive pot against each other. Well, good flop for Mad Marvin as it comes 10-4 deuce. 2 queens well out in front.
Yep, and he's going to stick in a $28,000 bet. Severin is going to make this call with just ace-king.
Most Mad Marvin can have anything. He's got a hand this time. Now a 6 comes off. So that no help for Severin. Mad Marvin.
Yep, 62,000 this time. Now is this going to chase away the Austrian?
Well, it's about this time. You got to think the guy's got something.
But Mad Marvin gets action
Wow.
because he plays almost anything.
Well, that's right.
He'll get action here again.
Because he steals so many pots. When he makes a hand, he gets paid off, as you can see. Just got to dodge an ace or a king. Doesn't do it. The king hits on the river. This is going to be really tough luck for Mad Marvin here.
Well, this is what we call the Austrian river card. Hits the king just like that, and he's got the madman betting into him.
Well, Mad Marvin can never put him on an ace-king. Finally putting him on something like 2 sevens. He's been calling all the way down. So he's going to try to get a value bet in there. And a good one of 136,000. Proudly turns up the queens.
Severin quickly just calls it.
His opponent turns up ace-king, and Mad Marvin saying, you got to be kidding me.
He's a manager of finance. But let's go to the table. Mr. Bakker, our local, going out. And now the chip leader, Severin, will raise to 25,000 with a 6-4.
Now, Tony with the suited connectors. He's going to make the call.
The Italian goes out. And now the Hungarian also won't play. Into Mad Marvin.
Well, he's in the big blind. He's a defender, that's for sure. Getting good pot odds. He makes the call with the 9-7.
He will slop around, so.
With 3 guys in a raised pot, the highest card between all of them is a 10. Now flop comes ace, 6-5, 2 spades. Mad Marvin checks the gut shot straight draw. Severin, as you can see, has 2 6s. He's going to make a continuation bet. But Tony has the flush draw. I don't see him going anywhere.
Okay, it's a $43,000 bet. Now Tony with the 4 flush. What do you do, Tony Dunst?
Call.
There you go. No raise, just calling. And Mad Marvin.
Well, he has the gut shot draw, but doesn't want to get involved.
Marvin hates to be out of a pot, but he's forced to there. Queen on the turn.
No help to either player. Well, Severin's going to check. Well, Tony could obviously take a free card off here, as many players would do. But he's probably thinking to himself, you know, this guy didn't make a bet again. Maybe he doesn't have aces. If I bet, maybe the guy will lay his hand down. If not, I'll try to make my flush to win it. Tony does make the bet, 105,000. Going to put a lot of pressure on this kid now to call here.
Tony's tight, solid. When he's involved in a pot, you give him a lot of credit. That's what the young kid's going to do. Tony Dunst, without the flush, is going to take down that pot.
Well, great bet on the turn by Tony there. Earns him that pot. Beautifully done.
Yeah, he's almost cracking that smile of all bluffers. It's always nicer when you take a hand when you had nothing but a flush draw. Good going, Tony. Back to the felt we go. Action right back on Bond 18. Mr. Tony Dunst, our raw deal man.
Tony said he's had chips all week. He's felt comfortable. Really feels like he's going to take this thing down today.
Couple folds around to the Hungarian, who now lives in Austria. Zoltan, he won't play. And now our guy from Germany, two-time WPT champ Marvin with an 8-deuce. Oh, you gotta love him. Makes it 30,000.
He just can't help himself.
Robbie out. And now the Austrian has a very solid quality hand, ace-queen. Not going to raise, though.
With Mad Marvin, you have to come over the top of that hand.
Punish the guy that's slopping around, but he doesn't do so. Here's the flop.
Now flop comes 7-6-6. Severin checking. And Mad Marvin checking right behind him.
Yep, and the turn card is a big ace. Look at that. Severin with aces. Yeehaw.
And he checks him. Now, Mad Marvin's got a flush draw, but he says, you know, the guy might not have aces here. He may think I have him if I bet. Let me try to pinch this pot. For Mad Marvin, betting 32,000. Surely you think that Severin check to check raise here.
Yeah, this is a good time to repop it, but no, I'm shocked.
Well, this guy's a calling station, that's for sure.
He must re-raise that. Protect yourself, protect your hand. 9 of diamonds, so Marvin doesn't hit. And the Austrian.
Well, Vinci not only didn't raise on the turn, it looks like he's going to bet on the river to shut Mad Marvin's opportunity to bluff out. And that's what's happening.
Yeah, right. He's getting out the betting chips. And he's putting them in. 66,000. Very unorthodox game by the Austrian.
Now, Mad Marvin just trying to piece it together, wondering if he could raise and take this pot away from the guy. I don't think that's going to happen. So he's going to give it up. Good fold by Mad Marvin. Severin taking down yet another pot to extend his chip lead.
Yeah, and he is happy.
Oh, boy,
He looks over to his rail. His Austrian buddies loving that moment. He's in control right now, getting cards, making things happen, to the displeasure there of Mad Marvin.
What a life the guy. He just got a bachelor's degree in business. He's come down here on holiday with his buddies, playing the tournament at the final table with the chip lead. Life is good.
It is. And the blinds are going up to 8 and 16,000. Right back to Severin Schleser, the Austrian, and this time he's got just a jack-8 of spades.
Let me tell you, Mad Marvin's rubbing off on this guy.
Yeah.
Raising with 6-4s, raising with jack-8s. Good for him.
Tony out, the Italian also going out. And now it's on Zoltan Purak, and he's got a nice ace-queen.
Well, he's the short stack of the table. I'll be shocked if he doesn't ship it here. Yep, there it goes.
Yep. Shoves it all in. Mad Marvin out.
He's got the hand he's been waiting on.
The local Robbie Bakker won't play that. And Severin releases his hand.
Well, Zoltan happy to take down a pot, that's for sure.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
We're at the beautiful Sinesta Maho Beach Resort and Casino. Let's go to the felt. Mad Marvin going to raise with his ace-10.
Yep, right under the gun, pops it up. Makes it 34,000 to go.
Robbie and Severin out, and look at this. Guess who has picked up 2 ladies?
Tony Dunst on the button with 2 queens. Just calls.
That's kind of interesting. The Italian going out.
Well, he just calls because he knows Mad Marvin is such an aggressive player. Just going to let him bet his money off here.
Zoltan also out, so Tony with a big hand. Here we go, a flopping 5-3 deuce. Nice for Tony.
Well, Mad Marvin checks. Shows you the respect he's got for Tony Dunst, because he doesn't check very often when he raises pre-flop, that's for sure. But Tony's going to bet the 2 queens. He bets 40,000. Mad Marvin does have the gut shot straight draw.
Makes the call. And we are going to the turn.
So Mad Marvin in trouble here. No more, though, as the ace of hearts comes off. Neither player has a heart in their hand. Let's see how Mad Marvin's going to play this one. He's going to check. And Tony wisely checks right behind him. Brady might made a straight, a flush, or at worst 2 aces, and that's the case. Now a 3 comes off. Well, Mad Marvin now figuring aces up for the best hand. He is going to bet him.
Yeah, 72,000.
Well, what's Tony going to do now with the 2 queens?
It's going to be tough to get away from this hand. You're curious.
The guy called you on the flop with something. So he's either got an ace for a gut shot straight, or he had a 4 in his hand, or he had a wheel draw. But Tony wisely laying it down. Vince, I don't think he could have lost less with those 2 queens.
Well, the good thing was he wasn't heavily invested, just didn't want to take a chance. A very strong lay down for Tony Dunst.
Marvin's definitely the guy I'm most concerned about. He's won 2 of our events before. I've commentated one of his final tables and watched him play really, really well throughout. So, of everyone, Marvin concerns me the most.
Well, Tony is not the only one that respects Mad Marvin's play. Every player on tour respects it, I can assure you. And at this table, Mad Marvin's got $4.5 million in career earnings, far more than anybody else at the table.
All right, right back at him. Tony Dunst now with a very attractive Jack 10 of clubs. Suited connector.
32.
There you go. 32,000 to go.
32.
WPT champion from Italy, Giacomo. Releases his hand now, Zoltan. Can't play that mess.
The men raised by Tony Dunst with the Jack 10 suited.
Now Marvin with the button. King high. Look at this. He goes out.
Didn't want to mess with Tony.
And,
oh, my goodness.
Wow. Look at that.
Unbelievable. 2 aces.
Robbie Bakker, the local. 2 aces, Mike.
Yep. He's from St. Martin's, was born in Amsterdam. Moved down here, loves it here.
Hasn't played a hand here yet at the final table, and now he's getting out the raising chips.
Well, look at him, Vince.
Boom.
He's 30 years old, the old man at the table.
Yep, and he's going to cover up his mouth for some reason.
Well, the reason is if he loses with these aces, he's going to throw up right in that towel.
Playing about $1 million.
He's just getting prepared for it.
All right. He's made it 90,000.
Tony going to make the call here.
Robbie Bakker with a great opportunity here against our Tony Dunst. Here's the flop. Oh,
it's an ace right on the flop. Robbie has flopped 3 aces, but notice Tony has flopped a pair and a flush draw. We could see a lot of fireworks right here, right now on this flop.
Oh boy, we should. Robbie Bakker getting out chips. Flops the 3 of a kind.
That's going to bet. Looks like 85,000. Far less than 50% of the pot.
A lot of players would just come back over the top right now and play this aggressively with the 4 flush in the pair, but no, Tony.
Well, they sure would, but Tony just makes the call with the pair and the 4 flush.
Wants to hit a club, doesn't there, as a deuce of diamonds appears.
So Robbie's got to be feeling very good right now. 3 aces well out in front. Looks like the price of poker is going up substantially here, Vince. He's getting out 2 big stacks. That's about 200,000 that he's betting there.
Yeah, he's got to make Tony Dunst pay for it if he wants to call this for his flush.
First time he bet far less than 50% of the pot. This time he bets a lot more than 50% of the pot. Tony with a tough decision here. Do you want to play with the draw? Of course, Tony thinks he might win the pot with a 10 or a jack or a club. He thinks he's got more outs than he does, probably.
Yeah, that's
He's going to
true.
make the call.
Yep, and hopefully get lucky. We get down to the river. This pot is big.
Tony's got to catch a club that's not
What's
the
it
deuce of
gonna be?
clubs,
It's a
and he
club.
does it.
Whoa.
The queen of clubs comes off. A dream card for Tony. Got to be some kind of scare card for Robbie, but he's still got 3 aces.
All in.
Uh-oh, Robbie's
Wow.
gone all in.
Well, Tony nods his head. His opponent's got a king-eye flush. He's beat, but you're not going to throw this hand
Sure
away.
you
Makes
do.
the call, and Robbie is going to start barfing in that towel any minute now. Guy played one hand at the final table, had aces, made 3 aces, got broke.
Oh boy, he is stunned.
Well, he's still staring in disbelief. Tough luck for the local.
Oh boy, I'll say he is gone 28,700 richer. Let's go down and see what he has to say.
I just feel bad about the hand. Maybe I had the river, the check fold or check call. Maybe it was better, but I don't know. I don't know what to say.
5 players going at it right now. Our very own Tony Dunst, the chip leader. He'll fold his hand. And now the Italian Giacomo, a WPT champion. He's got an attractive ace-6 of spades. And he will raise with it, 32,000 to go. Into Zoltan. Zoltan's a cash player in Europe. He'll fold that hand, and now the madman usually has a scarf, but a little too hot here today to wear it.
He's got the 10-9 offsuit, but he's also got the big blind. He's a defender. He makes the call.
2 WPT champions going at it. The flop's a jack, 10-5.
Well, just like that, Mad Marvin takes the lead with 2 10s. But it goes check, check, so Mad Marvin's got to feel like the 10s are the best hand right now. Now a 9 comes off.
And spades.
So 2 pair for Marvin, but a flush draw for Giacomo.
Now Marvin's going to make a bet.
Yep, bets 36,000.
Giacomo with the insta-call. Love to catch his flush. Put some pain on the German. Down to the river we go. And it is a spade.
Wow. Giacomo has made the best hand possible, the nut flush. Mad Marvin heading for some rocky rapids right now.
Yeah, Marvin's going to bet 78,000 into the man that just caught.
I'm all in.
There you go.
Well, it's nearly 300,000 more. Mad Marvin says, you got to be kidding me. Don't tell me I got outdrawn on the river again. It happened a minute ago when he had queens. The guy hit a king on the river to beat him. Now his opponents hit spade, spade to beat him.
Marvin with 2 pair.
You just don't think a guy's going to move in without a straight or a flush in this situation.
Marvin does the right thing.
Good laydown by Mad Marvin right there. Good catch by Giacomo to take down the pot.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Had nothing else to do, played a satellite, won it, saved his entry fee. Pretty sweet.
Back to this hand. Look at this. Pair of kings for Tony Dunst.
32.
Whoa, what a hand. Makes it 32.
He's hitting some good hands. Catching on the river when he needs to. Here he's got kings.
Giacomo with a little 5-6, a suited connector.
Well, you like to see flops with those kind of hands.
Sure. Yeah, he's going to make this call.
So Giacomo going to make the call.
Zoltan also with the suited connector, but he releases that.
Well, he was on the button, but he doesn't have enough chips to play it.
Man Marvin's got a big hand for him. King, queen, offsuit.
Well, he's going to call out of the small blind.
Of course he is.
And Severin with a 10-8 of spade and the big blind is going to call. The only guy that's not playing at the table was the guy with the 9-8 suited on the button who threw his hand away.
Four-handed action. Tony with the pair of kings. Flop is a queen, 9-4, 2 hearts. Queens for Mad Marvin.
This could spell big trouble for Mad Marvin. He's got top pair with a king kicker. He checks, Severin checks the gut shot straight draw. Tony is not going to check the overpair. He bet 65,000.
Yep, the Italian goes out, and now Mad Marvin. Top pair king kicker just calling.
Doesn't raise with it, just calls with it. Severin goes out.
This could get expensive. What a hand we got going. Here's the turn card. It's a 4 of hearts.
Well, 3 hearts on the board. Marvin, as you can see, has the king of hearts, top pair with a flush draw.
He's checked into Tony.
But Tony has the best hand with the kings.
165.
Tony's going to apply the pressure still, of course, like he should. 165.
Well, because Marvin has the flush draw to go with the top pair and the king kicker, I don't see him getting away from this hand.
A lot of players would come back over the top, perhaps, but no, Mad Marvin, content to call. And the river card, 8-10 of diamonds, no heart.
Now Mad Marvin checks. Tony's going to check also, just in case Mad Marvin, slow playing the flush. He turns up king, queen. Tony turns up the two kings. So respect for Mad Marvin there. Tony Dunst takes down that pot. Mad Marvin just shaking his head. He said, what is going on here? I get beat in the river all the time. I finally flop a good hand, and I still get beat.
Well done by Tony Dunst. By the way, if he should win this tournament, that would put him over the $1 million marker for earnings in poker.
It would be the biggest win in Tony's career. A WPT title will look very good on his resume.
All right. And Giacomo, with a pair of jacks, has raised. Makes it 35,000 to go.
Zoltan out. And Mad Marvin with 2 5s. No doubt in my mind he's going to play him. Just a matter if he's going to raise with him or not. If he does, it could spell big trouble for him.
With the button, no, just calls. Severin out, and Tony Dunst has picked up a big hand, ace-king.
Well, Tony's not going to call.
Yep.
He makes it 125,000 to go. Giacomo might be thinking he's trying to make a squeeze play or something, but I've got jacks. He's got aces, kings, or queens. Good luck to him.
Yep. Giacomo's gone all in. He gets Marvin to go out. And Tony will make this call, of course.
Well, Tony can well afford to make the call. He does so. And we have a race. Ace-king versus 2 jacks.
Yeah, WPT champ Giacomo Fundaro in front with the jacks. We flop up queen 9-4. Not good for Tony right there. Giacomo out in front with the jacks.
Giacomo at risk. He wants to capture a WPT title. For the second time, he must win this pot. So far, so good. If the deuce comes on the turn, Tony Dunst must catch an ace or a king on the river to eliminate Giacomo from this tournament.
The Italian Giacomo with a big chance to double up. With 1 card to go, let's take a peek at the river. It's a deuce.
So Giacomo is going to double up here. His hopes for a second WPT title still intact as he takes down that pot. Tony folding there. Action on Giacomo. He's the Italian.
He's got a jack 10. He'll make it 42,000 to go. Zoltan out. And now the madman, Mr. Rettenmaier, also with a jack 10.
Same hand.
He's on a short stack.
The German going for his 3rd WPT title here tonight. He does that, he'll tie Gus Hansen. Carlos Mortensen is the winningest players ever on the World Poker Tour, but he is 3-betting here, all in for 410,000 with the jack 10.
Severin out. Now it's back around to the Italian. This is a lot of heat on him.
Well, I don't know how he can call this.
Pretty uncallable, I would think. Mad Marvin taking a shot that his man just wasn't that strong. Just to push him out and pick up this pot. Can it be done? It has been done. Mad Marvin gonna win this. And look at this. He's trying to pretend like he's aggravated. He is tickled pink.
Oh, boy.
He's good on a short stack, Mike.
He's happier than the guys looking at the girls on the beach right now.
Happier than a hippie getting past customs. That's what Marvin is right now. Moving right on. Action going on Giacomo. And he will not call that. Into Zoltan.
He's got the 2 8s, the 2 snowmen.
Man, he's a big cash player in Europe. He's going to shove it all in with the 8s right now. Just like that. Mad Marvin going out.
Now Severin out as well.
Call. Tony Dunst with the insta-call. Ace, queen of clubs.
So we have another race situation. Ace, queen versus the 2 8s. Zoltan must win this pot to stay alive. Will the 8 stand up or will the snowmen melt away?
We are flopping. Here's the flop. 2 5s and a deuce, but there's 2 clubs.
Well, Tony's flopped a club flush draw. That's how he won a huge pot a while ago when he made a club flush on the river. Can he do it again?
Got a big chance to knock out the Hungarian. 10 of hearts, not going to do it there.
Well, Zoltan, bobbing and weaving. Can he hold him?
Down to the river. Here we go. Can Tony knock him out? He's going to knock him out with the queen.
He has done it.
All right, then I'm going to catch my flies.
Zoltan takes the blow on the river and is going to be knocked out in 5th place.
What a river card.
Zoltan Purak, his first WPT cash. Good week for him, but the 29-year-old out tonight in 5th place.
Yeah, he's going to take home $35,900. Zoltan has to say bye-bye. Let's go talk to him.
It's fun to be here at the Caribbeans. It's so good to play a final table out in the sunshine. I wish I had won that flip and could be still playing there.
Right to the felt we go. The Italian Giacomo Fundaro will fold his hand. Mad Marvin.
Yeah, looks at the King 3 of spade on the button.
The crazy German. What a player. 2-time WPT champion. Has a King 3 of spades. Now he's on the short stack at this moment.
That's not going to stop him from raising here. And he does so, makes it 42,000 to go.
The Austrian Severin goes out, and now Tony Dunst with a pretty decent queen 10 of clubs.
Well, clubs have treated him very well here today so far, so anytime he gets them, he's playing them. Makes the call.
And the flop is a 10-6 deuce.
Now Tony out in front with the top pair. He's going to check it.
Into Mad Marvin. Marvin too smart, though. Checks behind him.
And now the board pairs 6s.
Tony with the 10s and 6s, of course. Gonna stick in a little bet. 45,000.
Look at this. Mad Marvin just has King high, but he thinks Tony might have something like 8-9, Jack 9, Jack Queen. Might be just trying to pinch the pot, so he's going to call him with King high.
Yeah, river card is another 10.
So 10's full for Tony. Now he's going to bet again. It's going to be interesting to see what Mad Marvin does. He called him on the turn thinking the King high might be the best hand. Will he do the same thing on the river? He's up against a full house, but
115,000. That's pretty expensive if you just don't have that much to be curious with.
Well, you see, he's thinking about making the hero call, Vince. Just saying, what's Tony got? He didn't re-raise for the flop. I don't put him on an ace.
Oh, don't do it to yourself, man.
Could he have Jack Queen?
Don't do it.
Could he have Jack 9? He doesn't. He's got 10s full. And Mad Marvin says, not a good time to make a hero call.
Yeah, 0-0 there for Mad Marvin. And look at him. He's just starting to question himself, his manhood. He's starting to sweat more. Just not pretty.
Well, I understand the logic of the call, just bad timing.
All right, now the antes are up to 4,000. Blinds are 12 and 24,000. Action on Severin. He folds.
48.
Tony Dunst now with a Doyle Brunson hand, 10 deuce.
Doyle will be proud of him. Got the 10 deuce of spade, raising it up.
But there could be trouble on his left because the Italian has a legitimate mid-pair pair of 7s.
And he's up against the chip leader here. Do you want a 3-bet here and then get raised again? What do you do with the 2 7s? Giacomo just calling with the 7s.
Interesting.
Well, that's going to allow Mad Marvin to come into the pot as well with a Jack 10. It's going to cost him the size of the big blind to call.
He is a desperado at this point. He'll almost call anything.
Well, 160,000 out there, cost him 24 more thousand to call. I would certainly call. Mad Marvin does as well.
He's going to take a shot. We've got 3-handed action here in the Caribbean.
Now flop comes 10 high. Notice Mad Marvin's got top pair, but Tony has got top and bottom pair.
2 pair. What a time to do it. 2 checks into Tony. This is why Doyle made that hand famous. 10 deuce flop and 2 pair. Tony coming out with the money. A nice tickler, 65,000.
Giacomo's got 2 7s. He's got to be thinking maybe they're the best hand. But gets away from a good lay down by Giacomo, but I don't see Mad Marvin going anywhere, Vince. I just see doom and gloom for him here.
Well, you're right. Is he going to misstep here and fire? Yes, he's going to go all in.
Call.
Yeah, Tony's going to make the insta call. Oh, Mad Marvin, two-time WPT champion on the ropes right now.
Well, Mad Marvin just can't believe his luck here. He's been outdrawn on the river several times. Now he's got to outdraw his opponent to stay alive, as the cards line needs a jack or nine to take the lead.
Yep,
and catches it on the turn.
Yeah, did it.
Wow. All smiles for Mad Marvin now. Just got to dodge a deuce on the river, and he's going to double up.
Oh, Tony's sickened by that. It's a Queen of Hearts on the river. It's going to work out there for Mad Marvin.
So Mad Marvin's hopes of a third WPT title still alive after that draw out.
And that was a true raw deal there for Tony Dunst.
75.
You stick around with the slop, you flop good. Mad Marvin comes back in a big way.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Well, there you see Tony Dunst well out in front with nearly 2.7 million in chips. Vince, can he capture his first WPT title tonight? We shall see.
That's right, and the winner will not only take home the big cash, but also get his name inscribed on the beautiful WPT Champions Cup, where all the champions have their name inscribed. And the antes at this point are 4,000. The blinds are 12 and 24,000. Action on the chip leader, Tony Dunst. He's got King Deuce, and he will raise, makes it 48,000 to go. Giacomo from Italy, 27 years old, won't play that mess.
Mad Marvin, he's going out also.
And Severin now from Austria with a Queen 9. And he will speculate with this.
Yep, he's going to call and see a flop here.
So Tony and Severin, the two chip leaders going at it, and the flop's a 9-5 deuce, 9s for Severin.
Well, good flop for Severin. His flop top pair, Tony's flop bottom pair.
Severin's going to check.
55.
Tony's going to make the continuation bet with the two deuces here. 55,000.
Severin, 23 years old, going to make this call. Came here with his friends from Austria on a lark just to play a little poker, have some fun in the sun. He's getting it here this week. Ace of diamonds on the turn.
Well, this gives Tony the nut flush draw.
Severin checks.
Tony improved his hand. Probably wouldn't have bet just bottom pair, but
130.
certainly going to bet the nut flush draw.
Yep, he does. 130,000.
Look at this. Severin just not buying the fact the guy's got an ace in his hand. Calls him with the 2 9s.
Down to the river we go. It's a deuce of clubs, pairs the board.
Gives Tony 3 deuces and the best hand. Severin is checked.
What a card for Tony.
360.
Oh.
360,000.
He's going to try to hurt the European.
Is the bet. It's a better card to catch than a diamond in this situation because it might get him paid off.
This could prove very costly for the 23-year-old. He doesn't believe Tony's put the chips in.
I have a deuce.
Wow. 3 little ducks for Tony. They're quacking tonight. And Tony is chirping as chip leader. Wow. Playing good, running good. Tough combination to beat.
Nice. Thanks.
I didn't know too much about Tony's game, but I obviously spoke to my friends. I just asked them a little about his game, and they all said that they haven't seen any mistakes and that he plays a really solid and good style.
Well, as you heard Severin there, respects Tony's play, knows he plays solid, but right now he's saying, gosh, did he have to hit that deuce on the river? Makes him look even better.
Tony Dunst, the raw deal, everything working right now. He's on full throttle at this point. Down to the felt. The Italian will fold. That's Giacomo, of course. Now Mad Marvin, who has just gone the other way here tonight, has to muck his hand.
Well, Severin got 2 3s here in the small blind. He is going to raise it.
Yes, he makes it 66,000 to go into Tony Dunst.
Tony Dunst's been a thorn in the side here lately. Tony with just a 7-4. He's got position, caps his cards, got plenty of chips, but not much of a hand.
66.
But he is going to come down Route 66 with the call. with just a 7-4.
Yep, he's got 24 in there already. It is worth it to make the call, speculate, splash around. Let's see if he gets lucky. Not there. 2 10s and a 6.
10-10-6. Action on 7. He checks. I can't believe he checks 2 3s there. Anytime you have a pair and a pair comes on the board, you have to bet. He doesn't. Tony checks behind him. Now a king comes off. No help to either player. Severin checks again.
Yeah, he is freezing up.
Now, Tony is saying to himself, is this guy trapping me? Does he just have ace high or some small pair that I can bet him off of? Tony knows to win the pot, he's probably got a bluff at it. He has no hand, no draw, nothing.
Well, the kid just yielded to him. You almost got the bet. It's 77,000. And when you have over 3 million, that's not that much to speculate with.
Severin's problem is he doesn't have to just call this 77,000. He's going to have to call a bet on the river too. Didn't want to do it.
I'll tell you something. I am blown away by the play of Tony Dunst here today. It was a lot of fun. All right, back to the action we go. Around the horn to Tony Dunst. He's got a quality hand. Ace, queen of spades.
Yeah, it's folded around to the small blind, which is Tony. And he is going to raise it here.
Yep, makes it 68,000 into Giacomo.
Now Giacomo's got nothing. He is going to give it up, and Tony Dunst just continues to rack up the chips. Everything sunny here in St. Martin for Tony Dunst right now.
All right, back to the action. A quick fold by Severin.
48.
And now Tony Dunst is getting very aggressive. Makes it 48,000 with just a 6-5.
He's just having a ball right now. Raising with 10 deuces, 6 5s, 7 4s.
And Giacomo, WPT champ, has an ace-8, and he is going to re-raise.
Yep, going to 3-bet. He says, you know, you just can't have a hand every single time. Let me test the water here with a 3-bet.
Yep, but it's going to work, Mike.
So Giacomo taking down that pot. Giacomo, 27-year-old from Italy, been playing poker for 4 years. His second WPT final table. He won the last time he was there.
Well, Mike, the dunking continues by our chip leader, Tony Dunst, here in the beautiful waters of St. Martin, as 4 players remain.
Action on Mad Marvin. He goes out.
Now Severin Schleser.
Looks at the Queen 7 offsuit, known as the computer hand.
Yeah, he makes it 50,000 to go into Tony, who has a Jack 10.
Tony in the small blind.
140.
Wow, he's going to 3-bet with his hand to 140,000.
He is starting to open up his game.
And Giacomo looks down at 2 6s, but the 3-bet's going to shoo him out of the pot.
And Severin as well.
Well, so much for the computer. Throw that away.
So if you have chips and you put the pressure on, you too can be like Tony Dunst and take down pots. Down to the felt we go. Severin Schleser with a 9-8 of diamonds.
Severin, the youngest player at the table at 23. He is going to raise it up with his hand, makes it 48,000 to go.
Tony quickly taking a breather with ace high, kind of surprising, but look at that. Right behind him, Giacomo with ace king.
All in.
Yep, he's going to push all in.
Yep, Giacomo going all in for over 900,000.
Mad Marvin, disgusted, can't call that. And now Severin. This is the kind of hand you don't really want to call off on.
You're not going to call another 860,000 with it, I wouldn't think.
Severin's a kid that says, I don't want to play professional. I'm a businessman. Just finished school. I can figure things out. And he does there as he drops that hand. Back to the felt. Tony Dunst now will be the first one to play. Things are going his way.
Thanks, his timing is perfect. You saw him get away from an ace a minute ago.
Yeah.
When his opponent raised. He 3-bet with a jack high a second ago. Everything he's doing is just right.
All right, a couple folds around to Mad Marvin, and he's on the short stack. He's got a Jack 8 of hearts.
Oh, he's in the small blind.
Mad Marvin winding up, it looks like. Yep.
Well, he's moving all in here with the Jack 8 suited, but
hoping that his opponent had nothing, but that's not the case. Severin's picked up ace jack.
Can't believe this is not a snap call here in this situation. He's got his opponent dominated. Ace jack versus Jack 8. Doesn't know it, but
I call.
well, he does make the call. Took him a while to make it. You see Mad Marvin wince because he knows he's dominated. Ace Jack versus Jack 8.
That is complete pain and loathing for Mad Marvin. Just wanted to steal the pot and survive, but not to be. Here we go with the flop, and it's an ace on the flop. Severin hits aces.
That means Marvin's got to catch 2 running 8s to win the pot. He could tie it if it came queen 10, but Mad Marvin about to go out to sea.
Yep, and the possibility he's going to get dunked in the Caribbean right now. Unless he catches, it's a 7 of clubs.
Mad Marvin Rettenmaier is going to have to wait till another event to take down his 3rd WPT title. Came to this final table in 4th chip position, finishes in 4th place tonight.
That is true. The Austrian sings Edelweiss to Mad Marvin, who's going to take home $46,800. Let's go talk to him.
I don't really have like any real regrets. There was a couple of silly spots where I knew I was probably behind, but I still had to call because there was a chance. And so yeah, it's just a lot of silly spots really. I feel like I played well, but it's still very disappointing.
And there is the beautiful WPT Champions Cup, where all the champs have their name inscribed on that beautiful trophy. Along with that, the winner will take home $145,000, Mike.
Plus they also get an entry into the season-ending WPT World Championship. So a lot on the line for these guys.
Action on Giacomo. He looks down at a jack 8 of hearts.
Well, he's on the button. Looks like he's getting out and raising chips. Indeed he is. That's $52,000.
And now Severin has a very nice ace-queen.
We just saw Mad Marvin go out of the tournament with the jack 8 of hearts. Severin is going to raise here, it looks like.
Yeah, he's getting the raising chips out. He makes it 127 to go. Tony with a king ace. Oh, wow. This is incredible.
Yeah. Going to see a 4-bet here, I got a feeling, folks.
265.
There you go. He's going to move it up to 265.
Well, there it is. The 4-bet to 265,000.
Giacomo, of course, was just plunging around with the jack 8, but
imagine he's going to get involved with this hand after it was 3-bet and 4-bet behind him. Yep, he does go out.
Ciao, my friends. Back on the man with ace-queen. This could be very troublesome for him.
Well,
I'm all in.
He's going to make a mistake. He's going all in.
You have like 1.2, 1.3?
Oh, yeah.
Guess we have to play a big one.
You certainly do. He's made this call, Mike.
Well, Tony Dunst has him dominated. Ace-king versus ace-queen. That's the exact hand Tony would like to see the guy turn up.
Oh, yeah, no race, no small pair he has to beat.
I'm yet for the second.
5 cards to come. Crazy things can happen on the WPT, though. Let's take a quick look at these first 3.
King 10-8, Tony flopping top pair.
Yep.
2 kings he makes on the flop, but his opponent has flopped a gut shot straight throw.
Not what I want to see.
More out now.
I know. Not what I want to see.
Tony said that's not what I want to see because his opponent has more outs now than they had before.
Well, it's safe because the 9 of clubs on the turn. So Tony Dunst 1 card away from knocking out the young Austrian.
Yeah, the 23-year-old must catch a jack on the river or he'll be heading back to Austria.
The 4 of clubs not going to work for the Austrian. He has been dumped into the Caribbean, out in 3rd place. A tremendous effort by him as he shakes the hand of the chip leader, Tony Dunst.
Well, good effort by the amateur, no doubt about it. But out in 3rd place.
How exciting for our raw deal man, Tony Dunst. He gives the raw deal to the Austrian, who's going to take home $63,500. Let's go talk to him.
It was just a lot of fun. The scenery was awesome. I think I played rather good poker. For me, the breaking point was when Tony hit his deuce on the river to win a huge pot against me. Good luck, those 2 guys. It was a fun experience, nevertheless.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Tony Dunst, the favorite to take the title tonight.
Well, the blinds are going to be 15 and 30,000 with a $5,000 ante. The stakes are high. Let's watch the heads-up battle begin.
Well, Vince, I don't know how this heads-up play is going to come out, but I know this. Thus far, Tony Dunst has put on a poker clinic at this final table.
60.
Okay, and with just a Jack 4, he's going to get aggressive on the first hand, makes it 60,000 to go. Giacomo has an ace-7, and he will make this call.
Doesn't raise with the ace-high. Well, flop comes king 10-3. No help to either player.
No, it does not. Giacomo's going to check it. And Tony going to check as well, slows down.
A deuce comes on the turn. Now Giacomo saying, you know, if he didn't bet at this pot, let me bet at it.
Yeah, he bet 75,000, and it is going to work for the Italian. Giacomo is going to take our first hand in the heads-up battle, Mike. And Tony Dunst is the chip leader with 4.7. The Italian Giacomo with about 1 million. It's on Giacomo right now. He's got a 10-7.
And look at this, going to raise on the button with it. Makes it 60,000 to go.
With 10 high, Tony with a Jack 4 of spades.
Yep, Tony going to make the call here and see a flop. Here comes that flop. King 8-3, 2 spades. So Tony has the best hand and the best draw at the moment.
Tony has checked. Giacomo hitting none of that, but going to put in the continuation bet, 65,000.
Well, we know Tony's playing. The question is he going to raise or not?
Nope, not right there.
Just makes the call with the flush draw.
Turn card 5 of hearts.
Yeah, Tony checks. And Giacomo checks. Pretty much waving the white flag, but no, a 10 on the river gives Giacomo the best hand here.
140.
But Tony is going to bet 140,000.
Well, Tony's thinking the guy's got something like ace high. Maybe he'll lay it down if I bet.
So the 27-year-old out of Italy, Giacomo, with the decision here.
And the way the hand was played, he didn't get raised on the flop, but got checked on the turn. I don't see how you can lay 10s down here.
You would not think so. He does the right thing, makes the call. Tony turns him over like he had a hand, did not. And Giacomo going to take down that pot.
Giacomo seems pretty tough. I've played with him in 2 days in this tournament. He's not the kind of guy where he's constantly blasting you pre-flop. He's more likely to go to a flop with you and then make a lot of good decisions post-flop. I think he's been picking his spots pretty well without trying to push too hard.
Well, Tony's right about that. The guy is pretty tough. He's made 2 WPT final tables. He won the last time. He's playing heads up for the title this time. That's tough to me.
Okay, we move on. Tony Dunst now with a 4 deuce of hearts.
60.
And he is going to raise 60,000. Don't forget, Tony Dunst does a raw deal all the time, sees a lot of these guys' hands. You get a lot of education of these players by working here on the World Poker Tour.
Well, Giacomo just calling with the ace high, not raising. All right, here comes the flop. Jack 6, 4, 2 hearts.
Man.
Both players flop the flush draw. Tony has the best hand with 2 4s, though. But we could see a big explosion here on this flop.
Yeah, Giacomo's checked, and Tony is going to bet 65,000. He's got a pair and a flush draw.
Now, Giacomo opts not to raise it. I am surprised by that. I would have raised with a nut flush draw.
Okay, here comes the turn, and it's a 9 of hearts.
Just incredible. Both players have made a flush. This could spell big trouble for Tony in terms of possibly doubling up his opponent here. Going to be hard not to do it with 2 flushes out there.
Giacomo with the nuts right now. Little does he know it, his man also has a flush. What a great place to be. Now Giacomo has bet. That's 95,000.
Well, he leads right out with the nut flush.
275.
Oh, he's going to get Tony to re-raise.
Well, you have to re-raise here in case your opponent just has 1 big heart in his hand. You don't want him to draw it for nothing.
275.
Well, what do you do if you're Giacomo now? To raise or not to raise, you have the best hand possible. You don't want to run him out, but you would like to make a giant double up here.
But then again, if you call, you don't run him out. If you re-raise everything in, potentially could. So he's just going to make the call.
Well, he does just call here.
I like it. I like his move. Don't scare away your victim. Just hoping a blank hits on the river, but no, a jack.
Wow, the board pairs jacks. Neither player wanted to see that. Well, action on Giacomo.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Well, he is going all in here.
Yep.
And this is going to put Tony in the limit. Look at him pull his glasses down. Then you got to be kidding me. You made a full house with that card? Did you really have two pair or a set?
About 500,000-600,000.
Actually, it might save you money, Tony. Little did you know it.
Well, it's actually 840,000.
Yeah, 840. This would be a big payoff for the Italian. And just a tremendous comeback if Tony should call this.
Well, you just think if the guy had a set or even two pair, he would have re-raised you on the turn, but still, bigger flushes out there, possible full houses out there. Tony's made about every perfect decision so far at this final table. Could he possibly get away from this? No. You make a flush playing heads-up poker if a guy's got you beat, he just got you beat, and that's what happened there. Whether the jack came off or not, all the money was going in.
Giacomo Fundaro, a WPT champion, going after his second title. Gets a ton of chips back. This is a horse race as we go down the stretch here in St. Martin. He's a 5,000, blinds a 15 and 30. Back to the felt we go.
Yeah, Giacomo picking up a giant hand here. Ace Queen of Hearts on the button. Raise it to 60,000.
Yeah, Tony Dunst with a King 6. Just makes the call. So Ace Queen versus King 6. The flop's Ace King Deuce.
Well, this could spell more trouble for Tony. He checks his kings.
Giacomo hitting the aces just like that, but he's going to play it sneaky. He's checking.
Oh my goodness. A 6 comes off, giving Tony the best hand. Kings and 6s. He could win a monster pot right here.
What a magical card for Tony Dunst. He's going to lay out 75 into Giacomo.
Wow, look at this. Giacomo does not raise here with two aces and the queen kicker.
4 diamonds on the river, irrelevant card. Tony out in front with a 2 pair. How to extricate the exact amount that you want from your victim. That's what Tony's thinking. Is it art in itself?
Yeah, pretty healthy bet here, 210,000. Giacomo didn't bet the flop, he just called on the turn. Certainly he's going to at least call here. No way you can throw this hand away, but do you raise with it? That's the question. Nope, Giacomo just going to call.
2 pair.
Very wise.
He's going to win this pot with kings and 6s. But I think Giacomo lost about the least he could lose with this hand.
Everything working for Tony Dunst right now. Raking in the chips.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
And the blinds are up to 20 and 40. Ante's 5,000. Giacomo with ace king has made it 80,000.
Well, again, Giacomo picks up the best pre-flop hand. Raises the pot, and again, Tony calls.
With a jack 9, here's the flop.
Oh, nice flop for Tony. He's flopped top pair here as it comes 9-4-3 with 2 clubs. Tony checks, and Giacomo going to make the continuation bet. 85,000. Will Tony raise or just call? He is just calling.
Yes, he is. We are going to the turn. It's a jack of hearts, 2 pair for Dunst.
Well, a dream card for Tony. His opponent drawing completely dead. No card he can catch to win the pot. Tony just hopes he keeps betting at it.
Yep, he checks again, hoping to trap. But the Italian too smart there. Checks behind him, going to the river.
6 of spade on the river.
240.
Tony's got to come out with a bet.
Now 240,000 is the bet. Pretty healthy bet. Yeah, Giacomo's just saying to himself, what can I beat here now other than a busted club flush draw?
Well, it's pretty expensive for the amount of this pot, I believe. I think it's going to chase off his man, and it does that exactly. So Tony will win that hand. He's got to be happy with that, Mike.
Yep, takes down yet another pot. He's one step closer to capturing his first WPT title. Can he close the deal?
Let's take a look at Tony's cards. Yes, a pair of nines.
80.
And he will raise it. Just up as the size of the big blind, makes it 80,000 to go. Now Giacomo with a king 4 of spades.
Look at this. He is going to 3-bet this hand to 185,000.
He certainly is. Now Tony in a quandary. Do you repop here, or do you just be content to call and see the flop?
I would just raise right now. If he's got a bigger pair than this, good luck to him.
365.
Well, there he goes.
365.
He's going to move it up. Makes it 365 in total.
He does bet a 4-bet to 365,000.
Just doesn't want to give his man a chance to outdraw him. In case he doesn't have a big pair, of course. Giacomo with just king 4. Oh boy, he's got to be frustrated with that. Or maybe not.
There's a lot of money in the pot right now. Do you want to take a flop with this hand? That's the question. Problem is you're afraid your opponent might have ace-king, and if you hit a king, then you go broke.
There's too much pressure on the Italian. Tony Dunst going to scoop up another one. This time Giacomo has picked up a king-jack of clubs. Going to raise to 80,000. And now Tony Dunst has an ace-3.
Now Tony recognizes an ace-high playing heads-up poker is a strong hand.
185.
He's going to 3-bet with it here, up to 185,000.
Certainly does. Giacomo, you got to like a king-jack of clubs. Got to stick around with this one. And that's exactly what he'll do.
And he's going to see a flop here.
Blinds at 20 and 40, getting expensive, and here's the flop. It's a jack 10-3.
Nice flop for Giacomo. He's flop top pair. Tony Dunst is flop bottom pair as it comes jack 10-3, 2 spades.
Tony's going to check it.
I don't see Giacomo checking 2 jacks here.
Giacomo really hasn't made too many mistakes here tonight. Plays really nice poker. Solid, strong, and he's going to make the bet, 205.
Well, that's a healthy bet here, 205,000. Might be putting Tony on something like ace-queen. Just didn't want him to catch any of those overcards that would beat him.
Tony, though, with a ton of chips, can afford to speculate. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to call. This could get interesting. We're going to the turn. It's an ace.
What a card for Tony. He's got aces up now.
He's going to try to trap you with a check.
Well, again, Tony checks. Fearful his opponent might have ace-10, maybe king-queen.
Giacomo checks behind him.
And the board pairs 3s on the river. Tony Dunst helped on the turn and the river. He now has a full house.
530.
The checking is over.
Didn't really need it. Now he's coming out with a bet of 530. That's a hefty bet into the Italian.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what Tony might have had. Did he have a spade draw? Did he have a straight draw? Did he make aces up? Would he bet that much with just aces up?
Well, this could absolutely cripple him if he makes his call. This hand could be laid down, I can tell you that much.
Well, remember, Tony called 205,000 on the flop. We either had a draw or some kind of hand. Giacomo could only beat 8-9 or a busted flush draw here, maybe a queen-9. That's about it.
Don't forget, Tony 3-bet before the flop. I think you could respect an ace here. But Giacomo
scratching his head.
He'd be a hero if he makes the call and be right, but of course we know he'd be very wrong. Sometimes your curiosity gets to you. He's looking Tony over.
Now Tony's saying, please call me, please call me, please call.
He's got to get the call.
Full house.
And he got his wish.
Whoa.
Giacomo makes the call. Tony turns up the full house to take down the pot, and Giacomo realizes he was outdrawn on the turn.
Oh, mamma mia. That's a spicy meatball.
Oh boy, not a happy Italian right now.
Not at all. Tony Dunst raking in those chips. Giacomo in a trouble spot right now. He's getting whittled away. He is circling the drain, no doubt about it. Action's on Dunst. He's got Jack, Deuce.
All in.
And he's going to push all in.
Well, Giacomo's only got 6 big blinds left, so
yeah,
he's going to call it here.
Makes the insta call. He's going to like it. He's out in front. Make a nice smooth double up and peck himself back into this if his hand should hold up. Giacomo, a former WPT champion with a chance of taking down 2 titles on the ropes right now with King 3. And a Jack Deuce on the flop.
Jack and a deuce on the flop. Wow. Tony Dunst running so good. He has flopped 2 pair. His opponent has to catch 2 runners to stay alive in this tournament.
Unbelievable flop. Here we go with a turn.
It's over. 6 of spade comes off. That's going to do it for Giacomo. He is going to finish in 2nd place. Tony Dunst has done it, Vince. He is the WPT Caribbean champion.
He played great. Tony Dunst, our raw deal man, is a champion. But before we talk to Tony, let's talk to our runner-up, Giacomo Fundaro.
If I replay, I play same. Runner-up this time. I try maybe the next WPT for win my 2nd title.
Well, you had to beat a WPT champion to become a WPT champion. Tony Dunst, congratulations. Lynn, back to you.